Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shards of Nyrn here on Dork Tales. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly, and joining me tonight is the party known as Nothing Ventured. Now, if you came here for generic fantasy setting, stick around. We just changed the name so that it was more specific. We do that.
Yeah.
So, hi, welcome. Why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves, starting in strange order with Amy.
Oh, hello. I am Amy, and I play Tia Armstrong, the half-orc druid.
Hello, Winter.
Hi, I'm Winter, and I play Mars, the Tiefling Rogue.
Hello, Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine, and I play Malia Sunsworn, the Dwarven Tempest Cleric of Vela.
Hello. Who did I miss?
Mike.
Mike? Was it Mike?
Mike.
Me! You missed me!
I missed you, Mike. I missed you on Monday when we didn't have rhyme.
I know! It was so painful. But anyways, I'm Mike. I'm playing Xeno Rightwing. He's our half-elf ranger in the group. And as usual, I am joined by the enigmatic Vincent Ballenbun in the corner for emotional support.
The emotional support rabbit.
Emotional support rabbit.
All right.
Yay.
And then, of course, we
Hashtag
also
Buncam.
have Farah, who is visiting in the bottom corner. Hi, Farah. Okay.
Hi, Farah.
Hey,
love you.
girl.
She comes in and out. Mostly in my dreams. Mostly just walks in, takes control of my body, walks me around, makes a sandwich.
Eats a
That-
cookie or two.
That sounds like Farah.
The only cookies we have in house are the carob ones for the dog, because we do buy him some around the holidays, and they're basically just like those, those really brittle store-bought cookies you can get, like the chocolate chip ones.
Yeah.
They're literally those, but with carob instead of chocolate. And he does love them so, but I guess he wasn't raised on them like we were, so he doesn't really get it.
Mhm.
Farah, don't eat dog cookies.
I do what I
She
want.
would try one.
Oh, she totally would.
I mean, they don't say dragon cookies on them. Like, it could be fine. All right, so we are going into, let's see, just making sure Winter's not too far over there. Winter,
Do you need me to move back?
no, can you just pivot your camera a tiny bit? Can you just take your camera and kind of just push it a little? Little over, a little more stuffed animal. Little more stuffed animal.
Little
Just-
more pug.
Yeah, basically, like right there, you keep the pug in frame, you're fine.
You know, it's sitting on top of my ring light. Ah!
Just the
Oh
whole...
no!
Oh no.
Is that
Oh no,
not?
what's
No,
that?
down more, down more. All right, cool.
How's that?
That's great. It's wonderful. It's superb. It basically looks like about 2/3 of the zoom screen. So, all right.
Sweet.
Sweet. All right, so welcome back to the Shards of Nyrn. This is Season 3, Episode 12. And if you haven't tuned in with us before, there's a lot of backlogged information that you should probably catch up on, but what you need to know in the last 12 episodes is basically this. After the party returned with one of the Eyes of Nyrn from the continent of Apesh, they met with Edagon the Wise and discovered that he did not know where the third Eye of Nyrn was stored. One of his party members, the now late Skillian the Brave, went and hid it so the rest of the party would not know, and therefore it could be the safest. Skillian has since passed on, but Edagon figures that using the full Eye of Nyrn that you have, and maybe a little bit of resonance off of Mars's half-finished crystal, he can triangulate the location of the third one using science. And then he called you just last game to say he couldn't do it because because
Damn it.
this
Gone.
Eye of Nyrn doesn't exist on this plane of existence, which means you.
Woo!
And then he tried to explain multiverse theory to you, and that didn't go over very well because
No.
y'all are Luddites.
Science
That's
failed.
multiverse.
So the party kicked around for a bunch of episodes before receiving this call. In the last episode, Malia became ordained upon hitting 11th level. All of the other characters had some side plots, met some interesting people, including everyone's favorite halfling now, Vanna, I think her name was. The halfling cleric of Nachios, the god of muscular might. And then
Fantastic.
you received that call from Edagon, which revealed that there was war on the continent that you come from, on the island that you come from. And that the only way to determine where the third Eye of Nyrn is, or at least the most expeditious way, is to go to the city of Aesza'Bek and use their divine channel during this period of time known as the conflux. Basically, it's a time when the stars align and allow this ancient doodad that they have to read the future. Now, whether or not they'll let you do this is something completely different. Now, does anybody have any questions before we start?
I don't think so.
Okay.
How do you spell Aesza'Bek?
Oh, the many ways. It's spelled in Elven, but the common translation is AES, AZ, or ZA, depending on where you're from. Apostrophe BEK. Or you could just look at the episode title, and it is in there. So it's Aesza'Bek.
I was confused because in the Twitter feed share of today's episode, it has both spellings, one in the description, one in the picture. And I'm like, how do you? Which?
It depends where you're from.
The answer is both. Cool.
The answer is both.
Okay, I will absolutely spell it say it wrong several times over. It's gonna be great.
You can just literally pronounce it Aesza'Bek.
Okay, got it.
Like, you should get that first one pretty easily.
Yeah, I got it.
So like if your name was Beck, you'd be Aesza'Bek. Or
so, but not like Becca.
You'd be Beck. No, that's a different character.
No,
you'd be Beck and
character.
you'd Beck and Ace.
No.
Okay, and then Amy, I just need to adjust you because you're getting a tiny bit of talk bubble beneath you.
Ooh.
And it's gone now, so it's fine.
Yay.
All right, so with that, I just wanted to double check. Everybody is leveled up to level 11?
Yeah.
All right, and that will be interesting. Keen-eyed viewers might notice something kind of fun right now, but we'll be back at that shortly. Last game, it was it was recently morning, right after Malleus' ordainment, when you went back to the ship and had your call from Edagon. He informed you of the war in the West, and that the only chance that you had was to go and find the device in Aesza'Bek that could answer questions. A grand divination ritual called the Conflux. Last occurred about 16 years ago, when all of the stars and moons of Elos align and create a channel into the divine. And as he said this, you found yourselves on the bow of the ship, planning what to do and where to go. What do you do? What's the vibe?
Well, we want to get to Aesza'Bek, right? Pretty fast, like.
I would say so.
Yeah, like there's several things we need to do there, and we got like how many days until this conflux happens?
About he didn't actually say. I don't think he actually said last time. Let's find out. You have 4 days.
Cool. Which means we have time to get to that concert as well.
If that's one of the things that you want to do, yeah.
Absolutely. Who doesn't want to go see Trionce, Hearth Brooks, and Katy Berry?
Literally everyone in the chat. Okay.
In which case, we can do that off screen.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the only other thing that T is really pushing for is she needs to go find this tattoo artist person.
Okay.
That the Priest of Arcaris directed her towards.
All
Hey,
right.
Kelly,
Yes.
do I have access in any of our chats for the Xanathar book?
You should have a PDF copy, yeah. But I'll send you the info you need.
Cool, thank you.
No worries. All right. So as you stand on the deck of the ship, staring out over the Three Sisters temples beneath you, the mist rising up to meet the cloud all around you, there is a chill in the air as Edagon's message disconnects, and you find yourself thinking about what you've left behind. It's not that long ago that you were just normal people, back in Thestorel. But now, you're hearing stories of war sweeping the land. People being uprooted and forced to flee as refugees from cities just outside of your own. Some of these cities that you've heard of. The Battle of Cafford Town. Malia, Cafford Town was a place that you regularly went to deliver ale with your father. Cafford Town was not that far north of where Tia, you had your final battle. Zeno, the amount of products and goods that you know that your family shipped up the coast there. Not to mention Avakara's dealings with Drakehall Keep through the rivers.
Hmm.
You're not sure who you want to win. And Mars, the amount of jewelry that was peddled out through Drakehall into the rest of Toulousia kept your family fed. But does that give them a right to do that kind of war making? As you stand on the bow, what do you do?
I just want to make a note that we talked about this after I think stream ended last time, but so that everybody else knows, before we left the Temple of Vela, Malia would have cast Word of Recall.
Yes, you do have
which
Word of
basically
Recall.
sets up that place as sanctuary for if she has to cast it in the future.
Sounds good. So you absolutely can do. You also absolutely did that.
And she will explain to the others, if everything goes to shit to the point where we're looking at like we must get out, get within 5 feet of me.
All right. So what are we doing? Farah says. Are we going? Are we gonna just rush in and steal it? Come on.
Hey, well, we have a couple. I think we have a couple days, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We need to.
You're right. Oh, we should wait till the last minute then, obviously.
No, I mean we need to come up with a plan of some sort because Edigon did say that they probably wouldn't be super excited about us going just going in, and
Well,
we can't just waltz it.
Look, Edigon said that the conflux ends in 4 days.
Oh.
That means that it's probably already begun.
So we have within 4 days that we have to be there and in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how confluxes work.
Look up. Make me a perception roll.
Not 20.
Nat 20. You know what? Now that you look up, she does make a valid point. You can see right there that you can only see one of the moons. Although you can see the next moon slightly behind it, a little bit bigger, kind of like a lunar eclipse of moons. It's kind of weird because one moon's a lot darker than the other, so it kind of actually looks like an eye's looking down at you.
Spooky.
A little bit. Not only that, but you're noticing that there is a significant amount of visible asteroid material up in the sky. Once upon a time, Elos had 3 moons. One of them was destroyed, however, and it still lingers on, occasionally falling as star metal to the surface of the planet. It lingers above. Still there, almost like glitter shining in the dusk and dawn. But it seems remarkably silent right now. Just staring at you.
Okay, well, I honestly don't know anything about this town really other than what we've picked up here and there.
Well,
So
why don't, instead of trying to make a plan of attack when we know nothing about the place that we're supposedly going to,
why don't
we
we go
figure
there?
out, well, that, but also, why don't we decide instead, if one of us manages to get in and use the confluence thing, what question are we asking? So somebody doesn't have to figure it out last minute.
Yeah, and don't leave it up to me.
That's
That's
So
what'll happen.
I don't
Figure
know.
it
Do you
out.
think we have to be really specific? Or do you think it could be something like the third eye of Nyrn that's not on this plane, or...
Why not ask where all three are?
That's true.
Covers all the bases. I mean, if there's a fourth eye of Nyrn, we might be in trouble, but, I mean, there's only supposed to be 3, right?
As far as I'm aware.
I don't know, do gods have eyes on the back of their head?
Do you?
No.
You met a god?
Kelly?
Yes.
Do I know anything about the city that we're going to?
Sure. Actually, anybody here can go ahead and make me a history roll to see if they know anything about Aesza'Bek.
Can I roll with disadvantage?
No, you may roll straight up. Everybody will get the exact same roll.
Okay.
I got 22.
19.
Well, I rolled an 8 anyway, so...
Okay. What'd you say, Winter?
22.
22. Holy crap, Winter. Good job. So, strange things make it down to you in the village of Mog. Now, what I want to explain about Aesza'Bek is that Aesza'Bek is known as the Eternal City, Infinity Town, Foreverburg. It's got a lot of funny names. What you need to know about it, and the reason that you know about it particularly, is that it imports gems, copper, and other things that your family would have dealt with. A lot of stuff like that. Your family actually had to send, your town used to send caravans that way through one of the other mining towns to the south. And the rest of you will know as well that it is quite a large town. Larger than about 60,000 people. Which is quite expansive for this region. What is impressive, though, is the number of those that are elves, which is above 20,000. A lot of elves. It is a lot of elves. Its imports, primarily, are gems, materials, and also cloth. Things that can't be manufactured inside of the city's walls as easily. It exports things like ales and wines, which is how MacLeod knows about it, as well as fish, and strangely enough, all sorts of fruit, particularly certain types of melons. Tia, you'd probably know the most about that. The number of... You know that there are Aesza'Bek watermelons, which are very long, thin melons that you can make a really kickin' wine out of if you're poor. It doesn't taste great, but it kicks like a mule. And a lot of soldiers rely on it because they can transport it in the gourd that it comes in. So it requires very, very little money. You also know that it's particularly infamous for its mistreatment of farmers, for its lack of any temples. It's seen as a fairly godless area, and also is a place with kind of a rather elitist attitude toward people that aren't... basically, it has a slightly ableist attitude to the place, which is represented in its architecture, which you've all heard has been... is rather stratified. Now, for those of you who actually succeeded, it has 4 walls. 1 to the north and 3 to the south. It's located in a mountain valley that borders on the ocean that separates the 2 continents. You probably also know that it is all built around a singular monument called the Ergid Spire. So the Ergid Spire, which will be pronounced very funny the entire game, guys, I promise. And you know what, let me go ahead and I will type this in the chat so that everybody can, who's following along, can keep up with it as well. The Ergid Spire is an ancient monument that basically goes back as far as elves have existed on Elos. At the top of it, you've heard legends of this thing called the Elfenbein. The Elfenbein is an ancient magical relic that has the ability to, do all sorts of stuff. There are lots of stories about this thing. It's kind of like an elvish Triforce. It features in a number of stories, myths, and legends. It can do everything from turn princesses beautiful again, to defeat dragons, to see the future. At least one of those is probably accurate. Mars, you, however, are going to know something that most others don't. Now, besides the 3 crystal walls that ripple out in waves from the shore, you know that the Argid Spire, which everybody thinks is... Apparently, it arrived when the elves did, coming with them from the world before, which you all know now to be the Feywild. You, specifically Mars, have somehow heard a rumor that they didn't bring it with them. It brought them with it. The Argid Spire was a transport.
So you guys, did you ever hear the story about the spire at all? Like, as kids or through rumors, gossip?
No.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know how true it actually is, but the spire arrived with the elves that settled in the city, and the rumor has it that it's not necessarily that the elves brought it, but something about the spire brought the elves here from the Feywilds.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like one of those moon forts that they mentioned in the Feywilds, is it? Or is that something else completely?
Who
That's
knows?
what I'm not too sure about.
Hmm.
Or like
Um,
how it could have... I don't know.
Well, I mean, we ended up being transported to the Feywilds. So,
So that's probably likely to happen, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
So like what? Like a military transport?
Well,
Or like what?
I think that's basic.
I mean, that
think
could
that's
be what it
basically
was
what it
used for,
was.
I guess.
Marine was telling us about it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Okay.
Perhaps
like
something wanted to be able to make its way through.
something about infinite numbers of elves passing through, or
Mm-hmm. And it's the...
is that because maybe is that one of them?
That's what I think.
That's
I
creepy.
mean, yeah.
I was gonna say infinite number of elves sounds kind of freaky.
Infinite Xenos? Ugh.
That story was freaky. Yeah.
Right?
It's just the key that allows it to happen. Like there's a doorway.
The world couldn't handle infinite me.
So,
No.
do you think that might then help us potentially go wherever we need to go? If it's a key to another area?
Possibly.
Like a gate of some sort?
Yeah, like a gate. I wonder if that would just take us to the Feywilds, or if there's a way to manipulate it at all.
Maybe. That's probably what is tapping into the conflux, though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can always ask.
Mm-hmm.
Can we always ask? They might kill us for trying.
Why would they kill us? We've got, like, an elf.
Yeah.
It's true. I just don't know how much. Well, Xeno might be okay.
I've got long ears.
We'll see. That's true. You
That's
look
also
like
true.
you could pass as like a golden elf.
Just put a hat over my horns. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Borrow some makeup. Starts scratching at her scales.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could get you a little mask that we paint to look like an elf face.
Masquerade.
Sure, it'll be fun. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh no, it'll be great.
Gonna have the whole world on a plate.
Yeah, basically.
Sure. I definitely have no bad feelings about this.
You shouldn't. It'll be fine.
Here's hoping.
Mm. Well, maybe there was that information we got as well that, as much as I hate to admit it, that Elandris we met in Dog Run Bridge is supposed to be here, in the city. Maybe he can give us more information about what's been happening back home while we're figuring out what to do.
True.
Asshole.
Kelly,
Yes.
hadn't Zeno heard something that some of his family is, some of the good side of his family is in Aesza'Bek?
You heard that there might be some communications from there, or that Alfeor Elandris might have shipped out of Avakara. Most recently, I think you heard that your sister was a vampire.
Yeah, I mean, like when we were first talking about, when we first started the filler episodes.
Mm-hmm. That you might have some extended family there.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially. I believe that was one of the rumors that you'd heard, is that if you that your family had originally come from here and the family line had split.
So they're not necessarily good.
So you just have to find out what the Right Wings actually are here. Because Right Wing sure sounds like a common name.
That is true.
Yeah, that could have been their exile name. Oh, exile.
So if you go around introducing yourself as, Right Wing.
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know what? Why don't we find a library to start?
Yes.
Which is not something I ever thought that I would say, but why don't we find a library?
Sure, that sounds like a decent enough idea. Maybe we can hide in it.
Okay, good. The library sounds great. The library, it sounds swell.
Yes, it does, Farrah.
Yeah, sounds like something you would enjoy.
Well, how long is it going to take to get there then, at this point?
Cadamus will kind of look over from the ship's console. From here? Not long. About 2 hours, maybe 3. Depends on the winds. Look, if you're in there, I think I'll stay and make repairs on the ship. Not really. Last time, well, you remember what I said about the last time? I might have gotten in a bit of a ruckus last time I was there.
What city haven't you gotten into a bit of
I
a
was
ruckus
gonna
in?
say, is there anywhere you haven't?
Well, not Toulouse, yeah. They love me in Talos. Well, in old Talos, they have a sandwich named after me. I got a lot of pickles. Why?
What?
Oh yeah, it's pickles and sauerkraut and tomatoes with 2 types of cheese, rabbit and kind of like a roast beef patty underneath. It's quite nice. And a spicy deli mustard. That's the important part.
That sounds a little heavy.
You sound a little heavy.
Have you seen me?
You're starting to get a little thick in the middle.
Well,
Hey,
you're starting to get a little skinny.
you take it back. You like your teeth? Oh, come on, you're a wee lad. You still got your spring teeth in. I'll give you a few chances before I give you your summer teeth.
Is that
Oh,
a
well.
Dork thing that you teeth change with the seasons?
No, because if he messes with me about my weight one more time, his teeth are gonna be some of them over here, some of them over there.
Gotcha.
Ali's just gonna nod.
You-
The way it works.
All right, Duchess, set a sail for Aesza'Bek.
Come on, this will be fun.
Setting sail
It'll
for
be-
fun. Not literally.
Wait. Duchess, I love you.
Haha. Platonically.
Yeah.
Acceptable. Vroom. And with that, the ship will begin to set sail north for Aesza'Bek across the causeway. What do you do in the ensuing time? Just polish your gear, get your stuff ready to set sail?
Pretty much. I mean,
I think so.
Tia will go over her what information she knows again, and which is admittedly not nearly as much of a plan as she would like it to be.
All right, good. So that's a pretty
About
good.
it.
That's a pretty good plan. Shouldn't take too long for us to get there, and it looks like, according to the maps, they've got a skyport inside of the spire. I could try to get us right up to it.
That would be super convenient.
It would be convenient, right?
You think we'll
Mhm.
manage it?
I mean, if we don't, we'll just crash and die.
I was thinking more along the lines of, will the skyport be full?
I was thinking more along the lines of, will they even allow us?
Yeah, that too.
I mean, we'll find out.
Hmm.
We're about a half hour out right now. Is everybody ready?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Push comes to shove, I can fly us right up and you just jump out.
that's fair.
I can always just fly off. That's true.
I have a ring of feather fall, so I'll be fine.
Hmm.
Mallory's just gonna look at all of you and just be like, dwarf.
I can fly. I can carry you.
Interesting.
Okay then.
Okay.
What?
What about you, Mars? You're kind of quiet today.
I'm just being thoughtful.
Farah's gonna put the back of her hand on your forehead.
Careful or a bite.
Promise? Wait, no. You're probably
No.
venomous.
Could be.
Mm-mm.
You never know.
All right. So you gather your things. Everybody, make sure you're at full hit points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as you head over, you'll get the notice when you're about 10 minutes out. And Duchess will chime in over the intercom system. Arriving at Aesza'Bek. Take us right in. Right in over the walls if you can. Affirmative. And as she says that, you all head out to the deck and wait. Now, let me describe Aesza'Bek. Aesza'Bek is nestled between two mountain ranges. These mountains lead directly to the sea to the north. The city itself is built around that spire. The Argid Spire is tall. The tallest building that you have ever seen in your life. 50, 60, 70, 100 floors. At this distance, it's hard to tell. What you can see is that it is a pure white needle that juts up into the skyline, making the mountains look somewhat short. All along the interior of the mountains, you can see that the normal stony texture is covered by green and bright vegetation. Vines drape the walls of the mountain. They've learned to plant vertically, drawing on the sun's energy to feed their plants here. As well, these plantations along the sides of these mountains feed into the central heart of the town. There, behind a crystal wall in the center, this crystal wall that borders basically a full circle around the Argid Spire, are these terraces of crystalline structure and plant matter, forming around almost like a cogwheel. Outside of that wall is a sprawling city that reaches all the way to the ocean and the docks to the north, and down to the south to a much dirtier, darker section of town. All in all, there are 4 walls made of pure crystalline stone that ring around. One a perfect circle around the spire, one to the north, and one to the south, which form their own district. and then one to the south, and finally the first gate beyond it, which leads out into the rest of the causeway, the road system between the continents, and a sweeping farmland and what looks like from up here a shantytown. You can see what looks like close to 20,000 people camped outside of the walls. Approaching the main wall now.
Oh, there it is.
They all here for the conflux? Or is that just how they live?
They weren't here last time I was here, Kadima says. That right there. And he will point down. That's the first wall. That's, that area outside of the wall is the Amphiferone. That's where anybody's allowed to be. About the shantytown, besides that, there's Gallows Roadhouse and a couple of other places for merchants to park, but nothing like this ever. Inside of that, you go to the second wall, the Messiotheris. The Messiotheris is everything from that first wall to the second one. They check you on the way in, make sure that you've got credentials, or that you're not just like, you know, like an evil cult or something like that. Or there to, like, assassinate anybody. I mean, it's a pretty easy check. They let you in to do your business. That area's kind of a mixed bag. You'll find other people like yourselves there. Beyond that is the Califeros, and that center district around the spire is the Sepharis. You're going to need an elf to get you into that part. I know that for sure. I've only ever been as far as the Messiotheris. I didn't want to go any further. All the good bars are there. Oh, and if you go, Ludo's Playhouse is definitely worth the trouble. I mean, it's a fine establishment for time wasting. Yep.
Uh-huh.
What? Look, I shut up.
What?
What? All right. And as you are approaching, you're going to hear kind of a soft tinkling sound on the air in front of you. And as you are reaching the front gate of the wall, it's going to get louder, like a feedback noise, slowly building in your ears across the bow. And then you'll see a point of light appear in front of, at the very tip of your bow, just outside of the wards that protect you from falling off. It will start to grow and expand, becoming a large square. And you will see that there is a man looking at you, an elven man. He's fairly, it's hard to tell by elven standards, middle-aged, a little bit younger. He has a trim jawline and a handsome face, most befitting to most high elves. Dark hair, cut short in military fashion, dressed in dark armor of ceremony that marks him as some high elven official. He looks at you, the screen hovering in the air with magic just in front of your ship, and begins to speak through the image. Valakamasan. Attention, vessel, he repeats in common. I do not have any log of you coming in. Are you an Amresian vessel? Your make...
No. Telusian.
Your ship has the make of the Empire of Emrys, which is not welcome here in Aesza'Bek. Not without proper identification.
We're from Thestarel.
State your name.
Zeno.
State your entire name, whelp.
I'm gonna like just, like give a bit of a glare going. Zeno, I prefer right wing.
Right wing.
Right wing.
Never heard of you. Perhaps you've heard of me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am General Telthian Mirakael.
Have I ever heard of him?
You may make me a history roll, yes.
18.
18, yes you have, actually. He is an incredibly well-known elven warrior who fought his way up through the cutthroat politics of the elven bureaucracy, and is he's basically like their Patton.
Yes, I know of you.
Good. Then perhaps we can start over with a bit of respect. You want your ship to enter the sacred city. Why should I allow this to happen? I do not see a single elf among you, only a half-man.
We're adventurers. Of the guild party, nothing ventured.
I was under the impression that Nothing Ventured disbanded hundreds of years ago, and yet you look very fresh-faced.
We are the second iteration of Nothing Ventured.
You know what they say about sequels. I will give you two options. You can dock inside of the second wall. I will speak common to make this easy for you. You may dock inside of the second wall at a rate of 500 gold pieces per day. Or you may park outside of the gate. Outside of the far wall. At your own peril.
I'll turn to the rest of the group.
That's a lot of money.
Do we need to be inside the gate?
I will just look at Cadmus because he's the only one of us who's been here.
You'll eventually need to get inside of there. But, I mean, you could probably get there on the ground. I could drop you off outside and then just keep it idling.
Yeah, and we can do that and then save, like, hundreds.
Yeah.
We don't need to take the whole ship in. It's not like we're importing anything.
It's true.
How about a drop off inside the walls?
You may drop off outside of the walls. However, if you're an adventuring party, there is an express lane for those who have documentation. I suggest you use it, rather than stay with the rest of the rabble fleeing from Telusia.
Oh.
If you have the credentials, and are a member of the party Nothing Ventured, your wait should be in the minutes rather than hours or days.
Huh.
Beyond then, I advise you, no one is to ride inside of the city on any type of land vehicle or land animal, unless you belong to the noble families.
Okay.
Good. Keep them on a leash. Right wing. I'd hate to see something happen to your mutts. Talaver. And it will vanish from in front of you.
I'll turn to the group and be like, God, elves suck.
I have a feeling my tongue is going to be shorter by the end of this.
Yep, probably.
What a
from
cunt.
fighting it.
I mean, try being related to them.
You're related to that guy.
I'm in half
Maybe.
elf. I'm related to all of them.
Is that how that works?
Like,
Technically, eventually.
you all...
I mean, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, but
An
do
elf's
doesn't
an
quite-
elf.
you know?
It doesn't quite matter right now.
I know it doesn't. You're right.
All
At
right,
some
well,
level, technically.
Okay. Do we have like a disguise kit or something? We could put on elf ears. Or is that racist?
that's racist, actually.
Is it okay, though? Because, I mean, he was kind of a douchebag.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't think that. Mm,
But I don't think it would work.
No, and we'd probably get in a lot of trouble once they figured it out.
Which would probably be immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been working on some new spells. I mean...
I think we're just gonna have to let Zeno do the talking, as horrifying as that is.
That is horrifying.
But
Gotta
I
keep
kind
your
of feel
mouth
like,
shut.
unless we absolutely have to, let's say that we never take jobs from these pricks.
Hmm.
No matter how much they need it.
Hmm.
Well, let's get into the city first,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can refuse work.
Did his last
Yeah.
name really mean the son of Miracle?
Yes.
What a dumb name. Ugh.
Elves.
Elves.
So who has our credentials?
It should be coded
Probably in
in...
the bag.
Hey, it's probably in the bag. It also should be coded into you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, magic, right? They'll probably have a doodad you have to hold your hand over, and then it'll probably go bing or bong or something like that. Something like
Yeah,
that.
Or a zap or something.
Yeah,
Sounds
or-
about accurate.
Maybe a zip. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, it is elves, so they probably will try and do it fancy.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put you down on that clean space right there. It's probably about a half-hour walk to the city. Sorry about that.
Yeah, not your fault.
We've walked further.
All right, so I'll do my best to stay out of trouble, but send me a message as soon as you can, or as soon as something goes
No.
wrong, or you know what? If anything burns down, I'll come looking for you.
Okay.
Sure.
I will also warn Cadmus in advance. Just kind of take him aside. So, all right, if everything goes catastrophically wrong,
All right.
and I have any time at all, I'm gonna immediately teleport us back to that Temple of Vela.
That's a good plan.
It's a one-off spell that I can do, but it's only people within 5 feet of me.
Okay.
So
All right.
don't necessarily become a one-man battle on them,
Okay. Well, that's probably good to know.
because we might not be there.
Okay.
Of course, we
Yeah.
might. We would just be dead and buried by that point. So
Well, yeah, but then I just bring you back to the temple, and they'll bring you back to life, right?
Theory.
depends on which temple you're talking about.
Like the big shiny one that you just got ordained in. They probably would want to keep you alive.
Well, it
They
really
just ordained
depends
you.
on how long we've been dead at that point.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I figure that if I bring you back and I bring everybody else back, they can bring you back to life, and then you can bring everyone else back to life.
Maybe. It really does depend on time.
I mean, maybe you can't bring Mars back. I don't know how that works.
But that other church.
I'm not going
Yeah, let's
inside
not
of
go
there.
I no.
That's a kinky place. No.
Hmm.
Well. All right, and he will start to lower the ship. Well, this is your spot.
Mm-hmm.
Best of luck
Alright.
to you. I'll be
Thank
waiting here
you.
for you. Malia,
Mm-hmm.
don't let the rest of them do anything too stupid, all right? He'll say it to you in Dwarven.
Do you think I can really control them?
No, but I just thought I'd remind you to...
Believe me, I've tried.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
This is gonna be awful.
Probably. But aren't most things?
I like it to be less awful than normal, though.
And with that, you depart the ship. You find yourself standing on the crossroads of a giant road. The causeway that stretches between the two continents. As you're standing there, you can see in the distance, about 2 miles to the north, the gleaming walls of Aesza'Bek, as well as the throng of people between you and it. Now the roads and the main avenues leading up to the gate are still clear. They haven't gone and parked their tents and shanty areas in front of them, or if they have. The heavily armored people you see moving around have probably dissuaded them from staying there. As you look around, you are going to be able to see that this area looks like it's patrolled by 2 different groups. The stretch that goes up to the gate has a few members of what looks like the Elvish City Guard. They're dressed in sparkling mithril. You see among the thousands only maybe a few dozen of them, walking around with full face masks, full visors, down, only their chins, mouths, and ears exposed, showing a symbol of rank. They have flowing cloaks made of white that never appear to get dirty, no matter how much they walk up and down the roads. Each one of them carries a large, curved blade, affixed to a rod of pure white wood. Similar in many ways to, say, like a naginata would be. And as you look around, you see that there is another group that is patrolling the actual causeway area. Quite the opposite. They're dressed in very beaten, painted armor. All different races, but predominantly human or human-sized. These people wander back and forth. Some of them chat at a crossroads post. You can hear them finish the end of a bawdy joke. If anybody wants to, they can make me a history roll to see if they recognize who these guys are.
I would like to.
18.
18? Okay.
Hey, nat 20.
Nat 20? Okay.
Oh no, I have no idea. That's going to be, you said history roll?
Yeah.
You may actually roll with advantage specifically.
Good, because I rolled a 2.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Okay.
Would you get, Mars?
18.
18?
Okay, so with advantage, it turns into a 21.
With a 21. Okay. So you will all recognize that these are troops. These troops are all part of the Nebrian Order. They're a bunch of Akaran cultists. A cult of the god Akaris, who sell their services to the highest bidder. There was a platoon of these called the Black Stag Company that was located outside of Skillytown. Tia, you got advantage on this roll because you have very intimate knowledge of their armor and what's inside of it. So the Nebrian Order is probably paid to patrol the causeway because it is such a financial hub. And you know that means that anybody who causes trouble in their jurisdiction is likely to probably just be killed or beaten savagely. There's zero tolerance on things like banditry, and they enjoy shows of martial might.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So, with that, and the town stretching out in front of you, what do you do?
Just start making our way forward.
Start walking towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I am going to note that Malia is kind of looking at this crowd with a bit of wariness. So I think she's going to kind of have tucked any valuables kind of carefully about her to try and avoid pickpocketing.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as you're wandering up, now this is a miles-wide section of sprawling shantytown. You can see that there are farms on the other side of the main causeway in the distance. And as you're approaching, the main avenue that you find yourself walking up is wide. Wide enough for 4 carts to ride next to each other. Their wheels so far apart that their drivers couldn't reach out and high-five the people next to them. And as you're walking up this lane, you see that about every 50 paces on either side are a pair of parallel towers, about 40 feet tall each, made of a bright, shining metal, topped with glowing posts, little orbs atop of them that cast light even in the daylight, to about 100 feet to either side of them. These are in turn wrapped with vines and greenery, like maypoles. But as you approach, you'll see that quite a few of them are also covered with graffiti.
Do I recognize any of the graffiti as thieves' camp?
Yes, you will, actually. You will see that one of them advertises for people seeking assassination jobs. Another one of them says that for good drugs, go to better days.
DAZE?
Yep. And another one of them is an advertisement that says, long story short, looking for con men to help do coyote work.
I'll kind of like point it out and like read what the scriptures say.
Okay. And coyote work, basically, just in case you didn't know, Winter, is that they're people that you pay to get you across borders.
Oh. I'll explain that if they don't know in character.
Which means that the local thieves guilds are sneaking people into the city. Or faking it. And taking people's money.
Fake it till you make it.
And fake it till you leave people to starve outside because you took all their money. But you'll also see that a number of these mention someone named Dazarl. Things like, Dazarl lives. Dazarl will help. Dazarl will bring justice. And that's D''Zarl. Which is an orcish name, if you're not mistaken.
You guys think we should try to seek this person out at all?
Maybe?
They might have a story or two to tell.
True.
Potentially. But that might also be really dangerous because I'm sure the authorities don't like them.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we don't like them either.
What?
Nothing.
The authorities?
No, the people on the inside.
I have a feeling they're going to get progressively shittier.
Yeah, but I mean that they might not be thrilled with us finding them and thus potentially leading authorities to them. So they might be really hard to find for outsiders.
Probably, yeah.
So should we go straight to the gate? Or...
I mean, we might as well try it. They're expecting us to try it.
We're said to go, so...
And if we don't, then... might... Probably won't actually pay any attention, but just in case.
Above
may as well give it a shot.
Above you on the road, about halfway between the causeway and the main gate of the city, you'll see that there are 2 permanent structures. One is kind of a sprawling inn. Looks like a roadhouse, and as you approach it, you'll see a pair of clinking goblets as their sign, calling this place Gallows Roadhouse. Across from it, you will see a similar size structure, not quite so sprawling, but everything is bigger than expected. The front door is almost 10, maybe 12 feet tall. The windows themselves are the size of doors. And this building is about 3 stories tall, but the stories... Well, pardon me. The building looks like it has 3 stories, but those stories are about 5 stories in height. Total, not each. So it looks like it's built for someone about twice the size. And that has a little sign outside with a heart between a pair of crossed tusks, proclaiming it the Kissing Tusk. And it's about 8 in the morning, so that works out perfectly. And as you're glancing over...
Thing?
What?
That.
What? She is looking around.
The big ass building. They're calling it Kissing Tusk. Is that an orc thing?
Possibly? Probably. I assume is.
The windows on the building will rattle slightly, and the front door will open, and you will see the largest person that you can remember in recent memory coming out. Dressed in all sorts of finery, she will step out wearing silks all over her gray, leathery skin. She's about 10 feet tall, with broad, sweeping ears like giant plant leaves dangling off the sides of her small eyes, which are just above a long, tenderless tentacle. No, a trunk. As this huge Loxodon elephant woman steps outside of the door and hangs an open sign beneath the main sign.
I think it's...
Hello, dearies. She booms at you.
Hello.
Open for
Hello.
business. Well, the 5 of you look quite fetching. If you'd like to make some coin, don't hesitate to come inside.
Noted. But we've just got here, so we're traveling up to the gate. We have to meet some people, so.
All right, then.
But we will keep you in mind.
Please do.
Nice to meet you.
She'll wave at you with her tusk, or probably with her trunk, and we'll head back inside. You can see a couple of mercenaries begin waddling their way over.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
All right. You'll see that there are a couple of people just wandering around with vendor carts. I've got fish here. I've got doses. Excellent doses from Lepore. The best doses you'll ever have. I've got meat. Don't ask. It's cheap. I've got meat. I'll put it in a pie. Might have some eye. Looking for better days? Better days are right around the corner. And so on. Calling out. Real, authentic Aesza'Bekian baskets. That's right, folks. Get your hand-woven baskets here. These are impenetrable, unbreakable, indecent, inexplicable, invincible baskets.
Wow. How many eyes can you fit in a sentence?
I don't know. Don't be indignant. Or infernal, should I say. Come on and buy a basket.
Huh. You would make a beholder blush.
Thank you. I think. And
That's generally how people respond to her.
And that's where you'll see that there is a line forming in front of you. Looks like there are a pair of lines. This one has been open for only a couple of hours from the looks at it, but there are already about 400 people in this one line. However, just as the general informed you, it looks like there's a second line with a sign over it in Elven and in much smaller print, Common, that says documented visitors.
That's us.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll start wandering towards that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Seems about right.
As you approach, you'll see
Based on
that
what you said.
there are, actually, strangely, only a pair of other people a pair of other groups in front of you. They'll approach, and they get processed pretty quickly. There's a door in front of you, which is built into the side of the crystalline structure that is this wall that... Now, when I say crystalline, I mean that it's made of, like, a strange version of quartz. Smoky and incandescent... Pardon me. smoky and opaque. You can't see through it at all, aside from just that a little bit of light will glow through. Completely blocks view into the inside. The top of this is actually chipped away and razor sharp. If you tried to climb this 40-foot wall, you would probably cut yourself in half at the top, like sliding over a blade of obsidian. As you approach this very well-carved door that probably is fortified by some means, has a little booth in front of it to one side, over on the right. Behind it sits a very bored-looking elven woman in her early middle age. Her skin is the lightest tinge of blue that denotes her Triton heritage, and you can see that as she's talking, she occasionally will reach into a small bowl and splash some water on her face to keep herself hydrated in the sun. She's wearing scant clothing, as scant as the uniform allows. She has her vest completely unbuttoned down to the lowest button and is trying to fan herself. It's only spring, but all of you are starting to notice there's a sweltering heat beginning to rise off of the water on the other side of town, and it's definitely starting to reach its tendrils inside of your armors. Next, she says, and waves you forward.
I'll wander up.
I will have watched the previous parties to kind of see what they're being asked and whatnot, so hopefully that I could be semi-prepared.
Okay. Go ahead and... so it seems like basic border crossing stuff. They want to know your name, purpose of business, length of time you intend to stay, and then to see your credentials, as well as they had to sign something on the way in. The process was pretty quick. It took about 5 minutes, and had them hold their hand over a small orb in the center of her table.
Ooh.
All right. Hello, and welcome to Aesza'Bek. Purpose of visit?
Travel?
How long will you be staying in the city?
About 5 days.
Are you here for the conflux?
We had heard about it, and we're interested.
We're also here for a concert.
Ah,
in
yes.
3 days.
The concert is held directly inside of the first wall. The conflux, unless you already have a pre-existing ticket, raffles are at various places throughout the town. Please only purchase tickets from those bearing this insignia. She'll tap a little bit of her table where you'll see there is the official city symbol. A circle wreathed in vines with a small diamond in the center crossed by a scythe. Any others are, in fact, fake.
Good to know.
Thank you for the warning.
Your names?
Mars.
Is an offer for right wing?
It's an offer for right wing. Mars. Yep.
Malia Sunsworn?
Malia Sunsworn. Farah?
Tia
Farah.
and Tia Armstrong.
Tia. T-I-A. T-I-A?
No, Teah.
All right, your documentation. You are guild members, merchants.
The adventuring party, nothing ventured.
Nothing.
He'll wave his arm over the thingy thing.
Just hold it still, sir.
Whoop.
Ding! It was a ding after all.
More of a ting than a ding.
Well, this answers that question.
Oh, actually, hold on. I'm just gonna play. Oh, I know how to do this. Hold on. Closer.
Clink.
So- Oh, hey, my mug
There we
does
go,
it. Hold
that
on.
was better.
Oop, and I punched the mic. Thanks for watching, guys, while I play the drums. All right. Bing. Everything's in order here. If you're looking to stay longer than 5 days, please check in at one of the city officials inside of the walls to extend your visa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have access to everything inside of the first wall. If you wish to go further inside of the second wall, and the Blooded District, please report to those gates. You'll need to provide additional screening and documentation procedures.
What documentation would be required to enter further?
If you're looking to go to the Califeros, proof of elven heritage should be enough to get you in, and you can sponsor any of your compatriots so long as you don't do anything illegal inside of the area. If you do, then the Bangarda will take care of that. The White Guard. She'll repeat to those of you who she assumes do not speak Elven.
All right, so don't do anything illegal. Sounds good.
Not speak Elven myself.
If you're seeking to pass, I guess if you're seeking to visit your family inside of the Sepharis, I'm assuming that you may be here for family things given your heritage, or if you're just traveling. Only those of elven blood are permitted inside without special circumstance.
Okay. Good to know.
However, that is above my pay grade. You will determine that at the wall.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Do you need any recommendations while you're inside of Aesza'Bek?
Looking for a library.
The nearest library of any quality would be inside of the Califeros, the second wall. In this district, you will find a couple of places with some learning. However, the validity of those texts is in question. We cannot guarantee that they were not written by biased or uncouth hands.
Okay. I'm trying to trace more of my direct heritage, and I heard my family might have originated here, so I was hoping to be able to learn about that.
Then I would definitely head to the Califeros when you have some time.
Perfect, thank you.
They would be happy to help you determine your lineage.
Fantastic.
Have an excellent time, and stay safe. Tetrarchy Motaro, she'll say, which in Elven, long reign the Tetrarchy.
Xena will return it in Elven.
All right. Next. And with that, you will step inside of
Alia will very pleasantly tell her to have a good day as she walks by.
In common?
She will be a pleasant dwarf.
Okay.
Yeah, in common.
She'll nod to you.
Tia will nod and say a thanks in Elven.
She'll be a little surprised by that. She'll give you a couple blinks of Televan, you as well.
Which I think it was Elven that Malia was working on.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know where is the bathroom? Hey, that's my slave is a common expression. Well, historically.
So Xena's just been pulling shit teaching them the language.
All right.
Yeah, basically, I guess.
Basically. Okay. All right. So you will head inside. Where are you headed? So this area in front of you, as you step inside, it doesn't seem much different, aside from the sprawling mountainside beginning to reach up around you on either side. And it's a fairly normal, if exquisitely built, lower class section of a city. In fact, as you walk in, it feels like the middle class or slightly higher version of any other city you've been in, but then you'll start to notice the little gaps, the graffiti on walls, the muck accumulating in alleyways. It kind of looks like... It looks fake out here. And as you look around, you'll see that a lot of these buildings look like they were designed to look pristine. They were built to look good. They weren't necessarily built to live in. If any of you have heard of, say, like the fake city over in North Korea that you can look at from South Korea?
I see.
So this is basically a beautified ghetto that you find yourselves walking through. And as you are walking through, you have probably about 2 miles worth of this city before you'll reach the next wall. The lanes in this town are quite large. It's like walking through Main Street, USA and Disneyland. You've got a lot of people milling around, a lot of people who looks like, from just a quick glance, you'd think that they may have overstayed their welcome or visas. Keeping an eye on the front gates or hanging out in alleyways. However, there's still a sense of almost peace, almost enforced peace. There's a tension in the air here that says that you can get comfortable, but it's probably not on your own terms.
So Zeno is going to suggest that they just head directly into the second wall.
I agree with that.
I thought you wanted to get a tattoo.
I do, but apparently sometimes does business within the second wall too, so maybe that's well, okay. Do we want to
How about we
some
organize
searching?
our business here and then we'll have some fun.
Like create a priority list.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll see
I
if
just-
we can
I
find
do
anything
need-
more out about how we maybe get tickets
Exactly.
Were we
before they
not
all run out.
wait, out of character, were we not invited as like on a list to go?
No.
That was for the concert,
That was
not
for
the
the concert.
conflux.
Yeah.
Oh, the conflict. Okay, sorry. I thought
Yeah.
we were talking concert.
They're both C words.
Yeah. They both start with con.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's all good.
All right. So, are you guys just going to mill your way directly through?
Well, Tia will point out she needs to actually visit this friend for like as part of a deal she made. So it's a business she does need to complete, even if she doesn't get a tattoo out of it. So I do need to at least find him. His name was like Ryden or Reeden. It's a dwarf.
Okay. Well, it sounds like that's something that we could do definitely within our time frame. What else do we need to do?
Get lunch.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's a really good point.
I'm hungry.
There are a lot of roadside stands along this avenue, and you'll see that there are people hawking fresh meat, vegetables, what look like some fried meat and vegetables inside of like a flat piece of bread. People hawking
must all
like
smell really
curries and
good around
soups.
here.
What's that?
Must smell like really good down here.
It smells like basically like walking through, just like walking through an actual good food court as you're walking. It's got, but it also has that smell of city mixed in, where you can smell the piss and shit clinging on the sides of the buildings. But it's also mixing with spices, so you're not exactly sure. You kind of feel bad about salivating here. You're like, it's just, it feels like a city, but there's that layer of like potpourri on top of it. And that's when you're going to notice that this part of town has the exact same glowing towers as the outside. These are graffitied and even more vine wrapped, but occasionally you will see one of them go and sprinkle some mist up into the sky that will drift down, and it will tickle your nose with the scent of lilac.
Why don't we
Actually
get
sent
something
the
to
air.
eat in the second wall? I have a feeling it'll be nicer.
Okay, so let's get in line for that. Get approved. Get in. Check it out.
And we can always ask about where everything is that we need to go to and how to get to it.
True.
All right. As you walk a little bit, you'll find yourself walking by a couple of things that do catch your eye as you're going. There's an inn called the Cross Hands, whose sign is in fact a handshake, and you can hear it sounds like there's a bit of a raucous party going on in there. It looks like a place for mercenaries, and you'll see that there are a couple of old scarred mercs of looks like human and half-elven pair sitting on the front porch smoking long pipes, One of their eyes, the half-elf's eye, is completely gouged out and covered by a patch. And you can see where on his face it had been quite a terrible battle, probably with a gnawl or something that just raked half of the face away before healing could get there. The human himself is holding his pipe between a pair of claws that replaced his left hand. Over on the left is a large building with red trim called Ludo's Playhouse. It looks like a pleasure center of some kind, and as you pass, you will hear the sound of someone sobbing acutely. Just around the corner, beneath the patio, which is just flat planks, so you can't see on the other side of the railing, you'll just get the barest glimpse of a halfling man curled up in the fetal position, weeping on the ground behind it. And not that far away, you'll see that there is another tavern about halfway in called the Red Goblet. It looks a little more upscale, but as you near its front steps, as you near parallel to its front steps, there will be a crashing noise as a large half-orc man is thrown through the front door, crashing through the wood. He hits the stairs and rolls, coming to a halt at the base of them. He tries to pick himself up, but as he does, an elven woman strides out from the inn. She's wearing high boots, bent over at the calves, as well as a quilted doublet, and she walks over, sweeping a large feathered cap off of her head. The half-orc tries to stand up, and before he can, she leans over, almost as if to help him up. And there will be a spray of blood as a knife in her hand slashes his throat wide open. Blood pools in the streets in the gallons, not 10 feet from you.
Oh.
She wipes her blade off on her boot and sheathes it. Silence hangs in the air for a moment, and you'll hear the sound of approaching soldiers. The White Guard approaches, the ones that you saw outside, the Bangarda. They raise their spears looking at her. One of them calls out in Elven, "What is the meaning of this?" And she looks at them, looks down at the corpse, and says, "Fovala. I had a blood oath to fulfill." The guards will turn to some nearby watchers and will say, "A copper to get that body out of here," one of them will say in common. The beggars will happily take the coin and drag the body off into an alley. The elf will go back into the tavern and resume drinking. Can I get a quick history roll with use charisma instead of intelligence on this?
That's the same for me.
Nice.
16.
16?
With charisma instead of intelligence?
Yep, because this is a social custom.
So that's going to be 23.
23.
It's an 11.
Nice.
9.
9? So you both are probably a little shocked by this. You, Mars and Zeno. Oh, hey, Farah actually doesn't know for a change.
Actually, that would be more like 15 because I'm still proficient in history.
Okay. All right. So, Malia, you've never heard of this custom because, you know, what the hell with elves. But the rest of you will know that an elvish blood oath, when sworn, you have to do it. If you swear someone's death and actually evoke a Fovala, you must kill them or kill yourself. You are not permitted to do collateral damage, if at all possible. But depending on the severity of the Fovala, it can be things like, I swear vengeance upon this lineage. In which case, the rest of your existence is dedicated to wiping out every speck of its blood.
Damn.
Yeah. However, it supersedes legal tradition. If you call it erroneously, like it's a death sentence. But it does mean that you can literally murder people in the streets of elven cities if you can claim Fauvala.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work on elven traditions this month. And a lot of fake words. So many fake words.
So many fake words.
So many fake words. Oh god, guys, don't worry. I'll put it on the wiki this week, so you'll have like a dictionary to refer to.
Good.
The quick is, if you translate it into Gaelic and hit it with a hammer, that's kind of what it is.
Bang, bang, bang.
Basically, change that consonant and put some apostrophes in. I'm not ashamed to admit it. All right. And so you will see that directly in front of you soon. If you're going to keep going, you will make it to the second wall that leads you into the Califeros. The Califeros only has a single line stemming into it. It's going to take you probably about an hour of waiting before you'll be up there. Do you all just wait?
It is what it is.
Okay.
Are we able to have one person or a couple people wait and look around, or?
That should be fine as long as we don't miss out on our opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I imagine they'll probably be like, "Well, you're not all here, so."
It definitely a loose line kind of. As you are looking at this gate, you can see that there is an actual physical lane for about the last 20 feet that is blocked on either side. However, you're quite a ways from that. You'd say, given the pace of the line, probably a half hour before you'll be near that. So you probably have about a half hour of the hour that some of you can bugger off.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, I can walk around and get pastries or something just so we have something to eat while we're waiting.
Why don't we
Maybe
both
do it in pairs,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah,
case,
Mars.
because they got some customs we're not used to.
Yeah, clearly. But yeah, no, if me and Mars go and we can find some food to munch on and maybe get some more information, ask questions.
That's fair.
As long as you're back in half an hour.
Yeah, we can do that. We
Probably
shouldn't
be
go
back
far.
before then.
So who's waiting in line?
I'm waiting
I
in
can
line.
wait.
Okay, who am I going with?
Want to go with?
Come with us if you want, or you can stay.
Yeah,
in line.
why don't you go with them?
Okay. It'd be hard for them to split up in pairs otherwise. Unless there's some new tricks. Okay, sure. Where are we going?
Not too far.
All right. So, Zeno, you're left in line to wait.
Oh, I'll stay with him as well.
Oh, okay. All right. So, while you're waiting in line, I want you both to make me a perception roll. Because I'm assuming you're looking around and just kind of getting a feel for things.
Yeah, Mally is trying to keep her eyes open and see as much as she can from this. 27.
18.
18? Okay. As you are glancing around and just kind of keeping an eye on things, you will see that someone at the front of the line yelps suddenly. And two people step out of what appears nowhere through this tunnel inside of the wall. You can just barely see it, but the person who is standing at the turnstile is grabbed and dragged into the wall.
Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
The line moves.
I guess that's what happens if you don't have, if you try to get in without help and heritage around. Yeah, basically.
Meanwhile, the other three, where are you guys headed?
Definitely want to have something kind of snacky snack.
Okay. So there are a number of places around here. You can see that there's, it looks like a permanently built stand called the Fishman's Fry.
Okay.
And behind it, you can see that there is a, it looks like a half Triton man standing there, hawking his wares with a sizzling fry pit behind him. Greetings. How are you doing today? Come over here. I've got fried food for everyone.
Oh. Do you have any of those little, like, octopus balls?
Well, I do, but let's just say that we can't call him sir anymore. I thought you'd like that one. Yeah, I've got octopus balls. I've got octopus balls. I've got fish sticks. I've got what else do I have? I've got hush puppies made with no real puppies. I've got hush puppies that are made with actual dogfish, as well as a number of other fried goods and things, as well as crab ragoons. And crab dragoons. What's a crab dragoon? It's a spicy version of a crab ragoon, which is crab and cheese, all fried up inside of a little wonton. But this is with hot peppers. I'll take 5. It's a good deal.
Yeah, sure, I'll take some.
Sounds good.
I want the takoyaki.
Takoyaki. All right. So, how many of everything would you like?
Oh, how much is in a single serving?
Single serving is 6, and that runs you a copper each.
I'll have 2 servings for myself.
2 servings for yourself. All right, it's 12. All right. The fish are 3 copper pieces per steak. Now, a steak is about this big, as you can see. So it's pretty good. We also, it gets free dipping sauce on everything. We've got a salty marinade, brined mayonnaise, a citrus mayo, as well as like a citrus ponzu. It's all quite good.
I'll do the ponzu.
Ponzu, of course. All right, sounds good. Ponzu. All right, so that's at 1.2 copper, 1.2 silver. And you, my green friend, what would you like?
Well, those crab rangoons or dragoons, both of those sounded very good.
Okay, dragoons. Now your little friend with the big ears wanted 5, so that is 1 set. So that's one of the spicy ones. Please.
I'll get a set of those as well, and a set of the non-spicy ones.
Okay, that's going to be 1 silver for the total there. They're 1 copper each.
Do you think that Malia and Xeno would like any of this, or do you think they are big fish people? Not like yourself.
Tia makes the best guess she can on this.
I'd say the hush puppies probably. I mean, it's just fried bread, right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think so.
You've seen Xeno eat fish happily on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll grab a few things for Xeno.
And I'll get a basket of hush puppies.
All right, sounds good. A basket of hush puppies, some fish. We also have fries, if you like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you from Toulouse? You've got a slight Toulousian accent. Okay. Then we've got chips. That's what. All right, chips and fries and chips. Sounds good. All told, do you need any beverages? We've got an Elvish mountain brew, and we've got crab juice.
Go with the mountain brew.
Mountain brew.
If you insist. No one's pregnant, are they?
No.
I hope not.
I wouldn't.
No.
If you're worried and you have some mountain brew, I wouldn't be. It's strong stuff. Lots of chemicals in it. Well, it's actually made by gnomes. I have to be honest with you. We also have mountain brew red, and we have mountain brew citrus splash.
No, I had to go with the original.
Regular originals, just
Original.
fine.
All right, the green one. That sounds good. Okay, I'll have the crab juice. Good call. Sorry, I have to do that Simpsons reference once a year or else I die. Ew, I'll have the crab juice. You want to do with crab boss? All right, so you will be served all that. So all told, that's going to be 2, 3, 4. It's going to be 47 copper or the same in silver.
I'll take care of this one.
All right, that's 4.7 silver coins, please.
Okay.
Ah, thank you very much. Are you all new to town? Oh, wow.
Yeah, just got in.
Oh, I hope you have a good time. If you're looking for any place to go and stay, just let me know. I'd be happy to help you. My name's Mila.
Mila?
Mila.
All right, thank you. We might need to take you up on that.
This is Fishman's Fry.
Fishman's Fry.
Okay.
Talking about all this fish stuff makes me really want to go to like Barb's Fish and Chips in the wharf here.
Not sponsored.
So bad.
Tia's actually gonna be like, actually, I do have a question. If you could, you may or may not know. I'm looking for a dwarf named Gryden?
Gryden.
Apparently he does some...
What does he... What does he do?
I think he does a number of things, but I know he apparently does some tattoo work or something?
Gwyden.
Gwyden?
Gwyden.
Okay, I don't know.
Gwyden, he has a little parlor inside of this wall. Actually, he's not that far away from the next one though. If you head up this lane and cut over 2 streets, you should see it. It's in the basement of a small place called the Bleeding Heart.
Bleeding Heart. Okay. Awesome. Amazing.
The Bleeding Heart is actually, it might do well with you. It's a bit of a hippie shop.
Okay.
You're wearing a lot of leathers and things like that. I assume that you're probably a nature lover.
I mean, it's leather armor. Yeah, I mean, I am.
Of course. Well, I just assumed. Apologies if that was incorrect. And he'll wrap up your food in what looks like a town gazetter. And as he closes it, you will see that there is a headline posted on it from, it looks like yesterday.
Okay.
It's written in a mix of Common and Elven, but you will see, is Hornfalaris real? And there is an artist's sketch of like a man-shaped person. It's kind of really hard to see them, but they've kind of got like a crown of horns. And if you kind of skim it, the article, it's a brief article talking about how this strange figure has been stalking parts of town.
Oh, weird.
And how recently they found a pair of ne'er-do-wells who'd overstayed their visas, beaten and tied in an alley.
Okay. So someone's doing a bit of vigilante work, it seems?
Seems like.
Maybe. Okay. Interesting. Well, okay, well, let's get this back to the others.
Yeah.
All right.
Fish.
You'll be back in about 15 minutes, and you'll be able, Zeno and Malia, you will smell them approach. And soon enough, you will find them next to you, holding these heaping bamboo trays full of food. Actually, you know what? They're wicker baskets, because I forgot that's one of the exports here. So nice. These heaping wicker baskets, pretty cheaply disposable, but full of fresh fish. And, well, freshly fried fish.
Food.
These are actually really spicy, so you don't want any, right? Oh.
You're not eating mine, are you?
We're a party.
Molly's gonna pull them over and be like...
It's all communal. It's all... those were mine. I paid for those. Mars paid for those for me.
Tia's gonna make sure she gets at least a couple of the spicy ones.
You want to try the octopus?
Yes.
Here, it's creamy.
You're creamy.
Thanks.
No problem. That's pretty good.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really spicy.
It's all really good.
It's so spicy and beautiful.
We can get more.
Oh.
And get
It's
warm.
not going away.
Hopefully.
Hopefully not.
It seemed nice.
He also offered that if we need a place to stay, to come and find him again.
Mm.
As you
And I
near
got directions to the place I need to go, so.
As you near the front of the line, you find yourself approaching the last 20 feet that lead you to the wall. Right before you move into the tunnel, you'll feel a presence move just outside of the queue to your right. And you'll see an elven man step from around the corner. He's dressed in bright white clothing with gold trim around the folded over lapel. A military jacket. He's wearing a green cloak atop of it. "Nothing ventured?" he says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes.
"Come with me."
Okay.
Insight?
"Sure, go ahead."
This might not do anything. Oh, it was almost a 19, but instead it will be a 6 total.
A 6? You are being pulled away from the line by a military officer.
We're in trouble.
Getting pulled into secondary.
That's worrying.
That's going to be very worrying, but I think for now we should take a quick break. So,
Yay.
everybody will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hello, we're back here on Generic Fantasy setting, The Shards of Nyrn, Season 3, Episode 12. As you sit in darkness, all of you see nothing, which is a disturbing feeling for those of you who normally have no problem in such conditions. The room that you're in bleeds magical darkness around you, confining your vision just to the barest bit in front of your face. But it does nothing to stop the sounds. The hard-soled boots striking hard floor. In the distance, you swear that you hear someone scream many, many hallways away. You've been in this room for what feels like hours, but probably is barely a fraction of that. And then you will hear the sound of approaching footsteps, and the grind of a chair moving on stone. An accented woman's voice will ask in Elvish if there's anything else needed from behind you. And a neutral voice will say, from the direction of the screeching chair, "No, we're fine. Stay at the door." Tavarel. Suddenly, a little bit of light will recede. Pardon me, a little bit of the darkness will recede backwards. And you'll find yourself sitting in a very bare room with no windows and only a single door. A drow, dressed in a similar uniform to the one who pulled you away, is sitting behind a desk in front of you. You can see that this drow has a number of medals and rank insignias stitched to the front of their shirt. Well, their uniform, at least. They look over a series of documents slowly, not addressing you. Occasionally taking one of their gloved hands and sliding back the silver hair that cascades over the dusty purple of their cheek. And then suddenly, Xenopropher Right Wing.
Yes.
Tia Armstrong. both of you are of elven heritage?
That's correct.
Yes.
Tia Armstrong, how much elven heritage do you possess? What is your quantum on a scale? Percentages are fine, so are fractions.
A quarter?
Your grandfather was full?
Yeah.
Or grandmother?
Yes. Grandfather.
Half. Parents were half-elves. And Mr. Right Wing, I assume that you hail from the Right Wing family of Alcara.
That's correct.
Well, I must say, I did not expect to see you here.
You know, every time someone learns my name, they say something that I don't expect.
Your family was evicted from Aesza'Bek several hundred years ago.
Really?
About 900 by my records.
Oh. I was actually hoping to find a library to learn more about them. So, you know, that's interesting.
Sageth Deus. The wing of the right. Your old family name before it was commonized. Xenopropher Sageth Deus. This has such a better ring to it, doesn't it?
It flows much better.
It really does. Real elven names tend to. Like mine. Antphalin Viserios. Wonderful. Wonderful elven name. You can learn so much about a person by their name. Tia Armstrong, for example, is only one of your names, is it not? You have another one.
That's correct, yeah.
What is that?
Well, it's sort of a mix, but the family name would be Tyrath.
And your other name? Your, they gesture to their mouth.
Aesza'Bek.
Aesza'Bek. Such a strangely pretty name. Well. What do you know about Falmoral Moonblight?
The group as a whole, or just Tia?
Any of you. Falmoral Moonblight. Malia Sunsworn. High Priestess of the Church of Vela. Vela Pontarden.
I mean, she nearly killed me once.
We run into her a few times.
It says here that you were allies with her in the Drow Undercity in Toulousia.
She helped.
Or that period of a fungal zombie infection. I don't know what happened. They had a bad dose.
This is at the Pleasure Festival, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the one.
That's correct.
Good.
She helped us take down a giant mutated worm.
And that is the point where you reacquired a bit of a crystal from it, if I'm not mistaken. There was also, you were allied with Gwydan? The Myconid.
Yes, we met him in the course of that event.
Myconid.
Gwydan. And yet you're looking for someone named Gwydan here. How funny language is. That a name like Gwydan in Myconid could mean the same thing as grandpa in Dwarven. That's clever. Well,
it is interesting how languages diverge from each other.
It is.
Orobits.
So, since you left Kurundi, and the town of Odiar. You have not seen Miss Moonblight?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
They'll look you up and down. I must remind you that I do not appreciate being lied to.
We're not lying to you.
Good. Well,
Mally just looks at him very confused of like, where's the lie?
What is your business inside of Aesza'Bek? What is your story, Nothing Ventured? Heirs to the second iteration of the name. Also, hello to the raid that's here. Sorry, I'm interrogating. A drow is interrogating them right now, so I'm a little intense.
We were told that we might be able to find some answers to a quest we're looking for here.
The quest
Not
is
entirely sure what answers we're looking for, but we were told we might find them here.
As such, we'd been told by one of the gate guard check-in
officer will suffice.
officer. Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome. And I'm sorry they kept you in here so long before I got here. I should have made more time. My last appointment ran long. Can I offer you anything to drink? Coffee, tea, water? Perhaps
Water
some
would
wine?
be lovely.
I'm okay, thanks.
To either of you as well, Miss Farah, Miss Mars. Such short names. Do you find it difficult to comprise so much of your personage into just such a short name?
I don't really have a short name. It's just easier just to say Mars.
Ah, then Marisol. I imagine so.
Mm-hmm.
You have such a lovely name. Remind me, what's Mars's last name, Winter?
Acardi.
Marisol Acardi. Such a lovely name.
Mm-hmm. That's my dad's name.
How is your father? The town of Mog is doing prosperously in spite of the war?
I'm not sure. Last I heard, he was still alive and kicking.
There's very little information on you, though, Miss Farah. Interesting markings on your face, though. Thanks, I, made them myself? Clever. The door will open, and someone will enter, bringing water for each of you. There's enough there that you can whet your thirst, but not enough that you feel satisfied. At this point, anybody who'd like to can make me a history roll to see if they can figure out what is going on exactly.
Can I do a roll to detect if there's anything in the water?
Yes, you may. You can make me a perception roll.
Oh yeah, Mally was also going to do that. I was going to say
I got
right
a
before you
nat
asked for the
20.
history roll.
Did you?
Yeah.
There is a little something in the water. It actually reminds you of...
Truth serum.
It's truth serum. Yeah, basically, I was trying to think of what the name is of this particular herb that makes you more. It's not necessarily truth serum, but it kind of it's a
Makes
poison.
you more inclined
To
towards.
not tell the complete wrong information.
It makes you more susceptible to manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
I rolled 18 on perception.
so it's a slight bitterness to the water, like a little oiliness on your tongue.
Because she'll take a tiny, tiny sip and kind of roll it around before, just to, like she's just wetting her lips sort of thing, and go from there.
Zeno doesn't even take any.
Okay.
Malia figured it would be polite to play along.
Okay.
This tastes like a high-end mineral water.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's quite tasty.
I got 19 on my history check, by the way.
I got 10.
You got 10? Anybody else
I
roll
got
history?
18.
15?
18.
18? Okay. And Farah does not have the Farah dice today. I don't know where it went, so I'm going to roll this instead. Farah got a nat 1. She has no freaking idea. This is what happens when I don't roll her dice.
Or gold dice.
Yeah. No, they're the really nice ones with like the gold glitter in them. You think that this person is a member of the Odskein, the Elvish Silent Blade, the secret police. You've heard rumors of it, being a secret police that exists inside of the Elven nation. More or less, I'm not going to draw their parallel. I think the KGB would be the most PC parallel to bring up.
Okay, the chat brought up the less PC parallel.
Yep.
That's true.
Sure did.
That's the other one. The outfits are definitely on point. We'll go KGB in better outfits. Their outfits look really boss. Sorry, history pun. They'll kind of perch their fingers up. What do you want to do inside of the city? You want to learn more about your heritage, and you want to... Is that all?
Who is he looking at?
They're looking across the table, just at all of you. They're kind of sweeping their eyes back and forth across the room. What else are you doing?
Well, we were looking at, as a gate officer had mentioned, that we could potentially buy tickets to the Confluence.
Ah, yes, the Confluence. Of course.
We had heard of it, and I'd not heard of it before, and was very curious. And we thought we'd see if we were able to. And
now, it's not like a birthday
how much
cake,
it was.
So I have to ask, what are you going to ask to be divined?
Oh, I had not decided yet.
Oh, come on. You wouldn't have traveled all this way without an idea. That would be a waste of time. For me...
Oh, see, we were already traveling here for Xeno's reason. We only found out about this yesterday.
And there's the concert.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I believe Tia received an invitation from Triance to attend her concert.
Oh, from Triance herself. I realized from your time in Ballyhunt.
You're familiar, yes.
I'm familiar.
Well. Pardon my curiosity. I just wanted to know what you were thinking about doing. It's a big question. What would you like to know if you could know anything in the world?
It is a big question, which is why I've not come up with one yet.
Do you have any of your compatriots, or were you the only one looking to buy a ticket?
I don't know.
I think we'd be lucky to get one. Sounds like it's a raffle system, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will
Honestly,
say...
I'm not really interested in it.
No, it's not your thing.
No.
But you could learn so much.
Like we mentioned, we're here because of heritage, the concert, and because of the quest that we're on.
The quest that you're on?
The one that you already brought up.
Which was what again?
The crystal and that worm that you were talking about.
Oh, I wasn't aware that there is a giant worm inside of my city as well.
Mally is just kind of going...
What is this crystal?
Basically, we're trying to stop Nyrn from taking over the world again.
The Dark Goddess?
Yes.
The mother of the things that dwell beneath?
Yes.
You're trying to stop
this
her?
to a drow.
To a drow.
Yeah, it's true. You're trying to stop this?
Yeah.
Good luck.
We're on a quest from the original Nothing Venture.
Edagon and Viceland.
What was her name again?
Marine. Lady Marine is the other member. that's still
And
alive.
Marine.
Maybe you
s-
know of her.
Lady Marine, she vanished some hundreds of years ago.
To the Feywilds.
Oh, is that where? Of course. It does fit her
Cornelius
research.
She
Lockyer.
seems
topics.
quite successful there.
Mm-hmm.
And where is she right now?
In the Feywilds.
The Feywilds are a very large place. Do you have anything more specific than that?
What was the city, Kelly?
The ci-
I can't remember.
You should
It's a
take
while
notes.
I'm looking in my notes.
That is
It was
Yeah.
long enough ago, we'd have to search through a lot of pages. Anyways.
Where are my season
Mars
2
will just
notes?
say, honestly, time and
It's Lenore.
anything.
Is Lenore. That's right.
Lenore.
Is Lenore.
Yeah, it was just a really weird time in general.
Yeah.
I think we were stuck there for a while in this time frame, weren't we?
Mhm.
Approximately
Couple
We,
three
months,
we were
months.
there for
wasn't it?
about 4 months.
And it only felt like a couple days.
Good. Is
It
Lenore.
was an interesting mix of time.
I wish you the best of luck on your quest. Hopefully you'll be able to stop the Dark Goddess from taking over the world.
Who knows?
Well, it does seem kind of strange to me that you're traveling with a tiefling who's trying to stop that, but
Well,
bad.
this is just a curse, isn't it?
What a horrible night for a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, High
But they say
Priestess.
dreams come true.
Do they say that?
In
Interesting.
some cases. Some fairy tales.
Well, High Priestess, I would like to personally welcome you and ask that you do your best to keep the rest of your party protected. Aesza'Bek can be somewhat cold to outsiders until they become accustomed to our traditions and ways of life.
Looking directly at Malia for that part? Like I'm making that assumption, but I don't know if this is a weird drama bomb on like Mars or something.
No, they're just looking at you and saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, they addressed you by name.
Oh. Well, no, they just said High Priestess. They didn't say name in that second
that's-
sentence. That's
that's
why I was
true.
like,
Yeah.
Oh,
is
I
this
thought-
me? Like, who is this?
I'm sorry, I thought I said Sunsworn. So High Priestess Sunsworn, yes.
You'd said Sunsworn the previous time.
Well,
I will endeavor to do my best.
you'll find the library in the center of the main throughway. It's the large building known as Aesza'Bek. You should have no trouble reaching its innards, but I would suggest that you be very careful with the materials. They're much older than any of you.
Not surprising.
We would like it if they survived your presence.
That is very fair.
All right. So that should be everything then. Your records have been updated to allow you passage to the Califeros district. We also appreciate your cooperation and patience during this trying ordeal. And I do apologize for the drama of the situation, but your Adventurers Guild membership was flagged.
Lovely.
Did it tell you by who?
Unfortunately, no. However, I will look into that for you and see if I can get that flag removed. It can be quite frustrating when trying to travel to have the type of document red flagged.
Mm-hmm.
It is true.
I wonder if it was flagged from before we got it.
You know what? That's probably something that it could have been. Given the stories I've heard of
Past
Edagon.
Edagon.
And that was his... I'm assuming that was Edagon's ship that you tried to arrive in previously?
That's correct.
Yes.
Well, that
Not
should
quite
be...
aware of the various stipulations of the city. Having not been pre-warned.
I hope you do not put it I hope you do not hold it against us that we are forced to be careful. So many people are fleeing to Lugia that there must be some type of control over who can enter and who can exploit our resources. We can't just let anyone.
During a war.
Exactly. Refugees bring the war with them. We are a neutral city-state.
Malia will just basically smile blandly at him. She's rather thoroughly biting her tongue to herself.
We do not appreciate any violence of any kind inside of Aesza'Bek. Enjoy your stay. And they will gesture toward the door, which will open.
Stand and leave.
Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Soon you'll find yourself walking down a long corridor. And then, at the end of it, an elf grips an L-shaped handle on this iron door and pushes it. Sunlight floods in for a brief moment into this long, dank corridor. And as quickly as it opens, you'll find yourself out on the street, standing in sunlight, beating full down on your face. The chill of that room suddenly gone. Farah will drop a long shudder. You are inside of the second wall. The Califeros district is absolutely lovely. This is where the mountainside becomes truly lush, and you see these crystalline structures reaching out almost like spiderwebs at different levels from the mountainside, connecting above you. But these crystals they're translucent. The light goes right through and casts onto the ground, providing additional warmth. Vines.
It's a very lovely red apple surrounding the rotten core.
Basically, yes. And in the center, you can see it there, less than a mile ahead of you, the Argid Spire, reaching up into the clouds like a needle striking at God's eye. Directly above it, even in the day, you can see the moons glistening, glowing incorporeally like the ghostly eye of that god above the needle. All around you, you can see greenery. Beautiful buildings made of living trees. Every tree inside of here has a house, a building, a shop sculpted into its branches. You've just entered the...
Very Lothlorien?
Very Lothlorien. And yet there are waterfalls tumbling out of the side of those mountains, giving you a very Rivendell vibe as well. You'll hear a curt, "Enjoy your stay," from behind you. The door will shut, and if you turn around, there is no door behind you. Just a bit of the wall.
So, disguised.
Okay, so where to now?
Allie will just turn and look at Zeno. Well...
Should we try to put ourselves into that raffle?
Yeah, probably should do that.
Probably.
Hmm.
Ugh. Elven secret police. They're fun.
We're alive.
Not.
Yeah.
Almost a little surprisingly.
I'm kind of surprised that we actually got flagged. That's the first time something like that's come up.
Do you think we actually got flagged?
No.
Probably not.
The first question they asked was about foul morale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was just a good excuse, I think.
What do you think she did?
I mean, she's an assassin.
Lots of stuff.
No idea.
She's probably been on the run for a while. She's probably got lots of things under her name.
Yeah. Okay, let's go get some tickets.
Mm-hmm.
As you wander up the through lane, you will see that this area is far less racially diverse than the previous. Everywhere you look, someone has longer ears than you're used to seeing. Except in the mirror, of course, Xeno. Just to give you a quick demographic, as you look around, if you were to flip through the player's handbook, about 15% of the people around you would not be an elf. If you were to look in additional books, looking for Goliaths or lizard folk, or the less common races like Dragonborn, about 1 in 20 is one of these. And I'm talking about all of the races put into a blender. The rest is elf or half-elven, various degrees of elf, quarter elf, third elves, two-thirds elves. Everything is moving so blissfully and slowly. Everyone here seems at peace and at it's like going from watching something bob down a rough river to watching a leaf float on a gentle creek. Everything inside of here is soothing and clean. Not pristine, not flawless, but nicer. And soon you'll find yourself wandering down the main thoroughfare, where there is a perfect, orderly line leading up to a building with a ringed roof stretching almost like a corkscrew into the sky. It breaks around a blooming cherry tree, its fruits lush and ripe, and dangling low enough in some places where you could reach up and grab one. If no one else does, Farrah's going to.
Yeah.
Mally is just not going to chance anything in here.
Nope.
She's just like, not worth it.
Nope.
Not worth it in the slightest.
We've been spooked.
As you look inside, you can see that there are 4 individuals waiting in a line leading up to this. You know, you're not sure what you expected. Like a kiosk or something like that. But what is directly in front of you is not that. It's a small bench, well cushioned, overlooking the back of this home, which is wide open, a garden with all manner of fruits and vegetables. A doe gently walks through the undergrowth, and you can see that a high elf lounges there. They talk for maybe 5 minutes with a half-elf that sits nervously on this bench. The half-elf places some money down into a coffer and then receives a ticket, bows and thanks the high elf that is sitting in the seat, who's a male. The one sitting down is probably in his late adulthood. It's so hard to tell with elves, but you can see just the littlest bit of gray around the eyebrows and little creases around the mouth and eyes. Beyond that, chestnut brown hair cascades in straight lines down his frame. The other 3 that are ahead of you approach and each spend about 10 minutes conversing. They talk about nothing. They don't talk about tickets at all. That's for sure. And at the end of it, they put their money in a coffer, receive tickets, and depart with much thanks. The man in the chair turns to you, gestures an immaculately manicured hand your direction. Welcome. Please. Come and see it.
Yeah, I'll go.
Belimata, welcome.
Malia will. I guess he's inviting all of us in, or just Zeno?
Looks like he did a wide gesture.
All right. Malia will approach then and offer like a respectful nod, bow thing.
I am Trualian Minasfael, and I
Pleasure to
welcome
meet
you
you.
here. Your hair. Your hair is the color of fire.
Yes.
Exquisite.
Thank you.
And you.
Oh.
Your scars. So exquisite. They tell a tapestry of stories across the green of your flesh. Belifala, child of Nyrn. How long have you been waiting to come and speak with me? Days? Weeks? Hours?
For now, I have nothing to say. I'll think about it.
Malia will indicate we had learned about this fascinating event only a few days ago. And we were incredibly curious.
Days. This must be quite an adventure for you, then, to have spent so much of your short lives seeking out this moment.
That is true. I would most certainly consider it quite the adventure.
How many days does she have left? He will say, kind of looking over at Tia. 10? 12?
What?
Based on her quarter elvenness, I would say she has more than might be expected.
15 days.
Yes.
Oh, so
She's
much.
just humoring the fuck out of this.
So much that can be done.
Mally's like, I've spoken to so many crazies.
So much that can be done
Humor.
in such a short bit of time. And I'm totally stealing this bit from College Humor. I'm sorry.
We're totally here for a funeral. What?
Almost. Even you, fair elf, half human. Right wing? I was told of your coming. How sad that such a noble house would introduce death into their line.
You know, I'm still
Tragedy.
trying to learn about it.
To spend so much of your short existence looking for where you are from. How noble.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Mally doesn't actually snort like that. She's having a lot of fun winding this elf up, though.
And you? I have never seen your like before. What brings you here? I'm a 30-second elf. 30-second? As
Very
in the
small amount.
time measurement or the percentage? Both, take your pick. how fares the world outside? What news do you bring?
The worst kind. War, strife.
War between whom?
War on Thestorel.
Thestorel.
She will, like, give whatever detail. I've just forgotten the words for a moment.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Is that all? Everything outside of the walls is war and strife.
No, that is the most recent, biggest news we've come across. However, she will just, you know what? Can I roll for this? I want to see how well she goes off on this.
Let's do it.
I guess
do it.
performance?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a performance roll.
You know what? I am spending my inspiration on this. I want this to be perfect. Thank God. Okay. So nat 20, but I have a -2.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna tell everything that's going on, and like every time
and
you're
I'm
like,
gonna spin a tale of like the beauty of saving these orphans and bringing them to an orphan. Basically, our experiences with the world. It's gonna be like a good probably half hour.
Okay, sounds good. He'll keep responding to things like orphans, orphaned children. A single tear will run down his face without him actually like making any facial motion. Oh. To not know their family when their lives last a brief few seconds.
Very short.
Oh, you must know what this is like, Sir Zeno.
Not knowing my true family has been trying at best.
He'll raise his hand kind of to pose in the moment, and you'll hear, and like a dove will fly through and land on his fingertip.
Of course.
What?
I love it.
We'll whisper in his ear. Oh, yes. He'll turn and you'll see that there's a line of like 15 people waiting outside. Of course.
I apologize.
With
Have
grace.
we kept you?
And he will just gently lean down and with a touch will swoop open the coffer, which is empty, as you look down into it. Thank you for enriching me with so much of your lives. Your words will echo forever in my heart and mind and words never die, unlike you, who will die tragic.
Truer words have not been spoken.
Please, what you may. And he will gesture to the coffer very, very like delicately.
Are we? What am I thinking he wants me to do?
He wants you to put money in it.
Ah.
He is gonna toss a silver in.
I will. I've got lots of money. I've got money to spare.
How much money are you putting in? This is a ticket for the divination ritual.
I will put like 100 gold in. I'll put a pouch in.
Okay.
I have no idea if that's... Does that seem like enough to Malia?
You get an answer. It's one ticket to potentially get an answer to everything that you could ever ask for. So I don't know. What do you think? this is nothing you can really make a roll for, I would say. You have to feel this shit with your heart.
That's fair. You know what? This is save the world shit. Mally's gonna drop like half her pouch in there.
How much is that?
That's about 3,000 gold.
About 3,000 gold. Excellent.
She's just like, you know what? I don't care. I get fed by other people half the time.
Okay,
Like,
so Mark, take 3,000 gold off your character sheet. The coffer will absorb all of it. You drop it in, and the velvet lining at the bottom seems to be like a liquid. The coins will bounce. The silver one that Tia throws in will vanish. And each one, this coffer must be like a bag of holding.
probably. Seems legit.
And when you stop pouring your coin, he will just gently shut the lid.
I'll have tossed some 15 platinum in.
15 platinum. Okay, so 150 gold. Okay.
Yeah, once Tia sees what it's doing, she's gonna start just like plunking in gold one by one.
It'll just keep vanishing.
If you're curious. Huh. She'll probably toss in another 100 gold just because,
Okay,
you know.
go ahead. Mark it off your sheet. Mark it off your sheet.
Done. Done.
Okay. So that is 3,250 gold pieces and 1 silver.
Yes.
Okay.
Does Farah do it as well?
Farah doesn't have much money left, but Farah will
Oh, yeah, right.
Farah will toss in 1 electrum coin, just to be fair. 251.1 GP in coffer. All right, let me just roll to see what this gets you.
I'll throw in 100 as well.
Okay. Okay, so he will shut the coffer at that point. No more bets, no more bets. Okay. The best of luck for all of your dreams. And he will reach over and just pat. Who's sitting nearest to him?
Probably me.
He will.
And then probably Malia is secondary.
He will just.
She's been spinning the tail.
He will lean over and just gently touch both of you on the hand.
Ugh.
Go with grace and live all of the days of your lives in peace and serenity. And then he will offer you several tickets.
Awesome.
You will actually get out of here with 15 raffle tickets.
Nice.
Nice.
Sweet.
All right.
Better than one.
That's
It
a
is-
better chance than we had before.
It is.
Malia will nod and thank him, and I won't take any more of your time.
Time. My time stretches endlessly. It is I who shall not take any more of your offered time, even yours, of the junior race of dwarves, shall age and die.
As we get up and start walking away, Zeno will kind of like like face him, thumb back to Farah. Yeah, she's the only one here who will probably outlive you anyways. So, and then just walk away.
What? I do not understand.
Just leave confusion in your wake.
Just leave him like broken.
But... What? Alright, and then you will walk back out onto the street.
Yeah,
Mic drop.
after we break an elf.
Yeah. And after we get a little bit further away, he's gonna like, we checked to make sure that they had the legitimate symbol, right?
No.
Glancing over your shoulder, you will look at the side of the building, and I would like Tia, make me an investigation roll to find that symbol.
Hold on.
Yep, please, and let me roll a percentile to see whether or not it's fake.
Can I use my inspiration for this?
Sure, you may. You may.
Cool.
You know what? Sometimes we're dumb.
Sometimes we're
Is
really
it investigation? It's
Yeah.
a 15.
A 15? You will find the symbol.
Okay.
It's underneath a sprouting plant right at the base of the door.
Okay. I see it. It's right there. And she'll point at it.
What if it's misplaced?
What?
Nothing.
If we turn around, does he still look broken?
Let me do a recovery check.
Just flummoxed.
Single tear.
Oh dear.
Broken elf today. That's all we
Like,
needed.
You
Wow.
you love spreading shit, don't you?
It's fine.
Yes. Oh yes.
God damn,
Especially
I need a
around-
drink after all that.
I need a drink too. Can we get a drink?
Yeah.
Pharaoh said.
Let's get a drink. We should probably also find somewhere to stay.
Yeah. It's getting really hard to be just on my best behavior this whole time.
Right?
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's hard for you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, it's hard.
Really?
I'm
Why? What?
amazed I haven't insulted anybody outrageously yet, so.
I'm really
Every
surprised that
time.
you haven't either.
Mally's just really sour looking.
Okay.
Can we go back to the first district? I don't I don't like it here.
I don't like it here either.
Can we get back in here?
I think so.
think
They
so.
cleared us.
They cleared. Yeah, we have a fast pass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
We can come back to the library
Let's
tomorrow.
go get more seafood.
Can't believe I'm
Yeah.
saying that.
Seafood.
Yes, but-
Seafood. Seafood.
Farah, seafood.
I know.
Crispy,
Really good.
crispy seafood.
I think I had a little bit of the dragoon on my finger. My eye stings.
Oh no.
Ow.
Don't rub it more.
Ow.
Stop touching it!
Mally's just gonna laugh.
Actually, I think I had something spicy on my finger in real life. My eye is.
Oh.
Oh no!
Kelly.
Kelly blinds himself. The game. All right. So if you were headed back to the other district, you'll be able to go through the main gate back the other way without a problem. It's just like leaving a theme park. There's nobody checking you on the way back through. Who cares?
Good. Cool.
And as you're wandering around, you... Can I get a... Where are you headed, actually, first of all? Are you headed back to Fishman's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And then to probably find somewhere to stay and then maybe look around more.
Yeah,
Sounds
keep
good.
wandering around to find somewhere to stay, probably. That's probably relatively critical, doing that first.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. One moment, please. I just have to look something up.
And
Yes.
Mally is going to keep in mind that warning of keep your friends out of trouble sort of thing.
Hey, you don't need to worry about any of your friends.
It's true. Don't worry about them at all. Just don't.
Just don't care about them.
Just don't
slightly,
care.
at all. No caring.
We're not doing anything wrong.
Oh,
And it will
nothing.
absolutely not reflect poorly on you if something horrible happens with us.
It's
I
true.
I was more taking that warning as in we're going to randomly get shanked on the street.
Oh.
As you
makes sense.
reapproach Fishmonger's fish
Might
cart.
happen.
Pardon me, not Fishmonger's. What is it called? It's called Fisherman's Fry.
Fishman's. Yee.
All right, so Mila will... Oh, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
This is where it was.
Yeah. Would you
Oh, your
like
food is
something else to
delicious.
eat?
More takoyaki.
Ah,
More
abs-
of everything, honestly.
Absolutely.
so
I'd be
good.
happy to give that to you. All right. So, and he'll start taking your orders as you are standing there. At that point, though,
Ow.
can I get a perception roll off of everybody?
Ooh.
Now, this is along one of the main roads, but it's starting to get kind of dim outside.
26.
22.
18.
22? Okay.
Dear, hold on. 15.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
So
26.
26. Okay. All right. Anybody beat? Nope. Okay.
That's not a good sign.
When I
No,
ask
especially since I
a
rolled
question,
26.
No, just when you're like, did anyone? No.
Nope, not a 33. Okay, cool.
Ah,
All right. You are going to
doesn't
all
feel
notice.
fair.
You're all going to notice that the street has gotten quiet around you. And there are a couple of people from the nearby tavern, the Red Goblets, that have glanced over in your direction. Some large thugs. They talk in whispers at each other. And you're sensing there's some trouble about to begin. There are very few people still on the street. And can I get Zeno? Can you make me an insight roll?
Yeah.
Actually, pardon me. This will be a perception roll.
Oh, that's way better for me.
Cool.
All right. That is going to be a 26.
26.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. You are going to feel the presence of someone at your side. There's a human man standing behind you with a hood up, ostensibly waiting in line for the fish fry. But you will just see the glint of steel out of the corner of your eye as your purse is about to be cut away.
I'm just going to dodge, basically, or...
Cool. Can I get an initiative roll off of everybody, please?
Fuck. This is why Zeno wanted to stay in the nice part of town.
I got
But no, we had to go back to the terrible one. Nat 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay. What's I need everybody's initiative counting down from the real numbers. So not just nat 20. What do you got?
27.
Okay. Anybody beat that?
Nope.
Okay. What'd you get, Mars?
24.
24. Mally, you got dirty 20?
Yep.
All right. Mars, Malia, Tia?
18.
Repeat that, please.
18.
18. Oh, you guys rolled really well.
Yeah.
Oh, and Farah, I don't have her dice, so she's going to roll an 8, of course. Okay, so Thief, Swash, Archer, and... And we'll say you. All right, cool. Sorry, guys, had to do that initiative count real quick. All right, so as you dodge out of the way, you are going to see the thief raise his blade, and the fight has begun. Looking around, you can see that there are a number of people leaping over the side of the bar. Right the side of the porch at the tavern, rushing over to you. A pair of them look to be like the piratey types, dressed in flowing clothes, drawing cutlasses as they leap toward you. Out of the corner of your eye, you think you can see someone crouch down behind a pair of barrels at the base of the bar. Or at the base of the... I keep saying bar, what I mean is the tavern. And crouching down. And that's what you can see immediately. Zeno, it's your turn. What do you do?
I'm going to shadow step.
Okay.
Actually, to get away.
Okay. The nearest shadows that you can see are the shadow of the... Let's see, it's about 3 o'clock north. Sun goes down in the west, so it would be about 30 feet over behind the Fisherman's Fry, down that side street in the shadow of the building would be the quickest one.
Okay, I'm gonna do that thing.
All right, so you vanish into the shadows beneath your feet and reappear down the alleyway. What else are you doing? So that's your bonus action.
That's my bonus action.
Okay.
So I guess I will take a shot at who looks the most threatening in this scenario.
Probably the guys brandishing their blades like that.
I'll take a couple pot shots off at the guys brandishing their blades.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull 3 arrows out, normal arrows.
Okay.
And I am going to. I'm gonna take -5 for +10 on these.
Okay, sounds good.
And off I go. Let's see.
Are you aiming? Don't forget to tell me the breakdown of who's getting hit. So are you aiming them all at the same one?
Yeah, I'll aim them all at the same one.
Okay.
They look like particularly tough.
I mean, the man that you're aiming at immediately is a thick-jawed brute with kind of dark, leathery brown skin, a scar over his lips, and looks like a professional sailor dressed in leather armor with a flowing shirt on top of it. The other is a woman with stark red hair. Looks like it's dyed because her face is actually rather worn and old. She's a half-elf with a corset pushing up a pair of modest breasts that are kind of exposed for distraction purposes. Well, exposed for the top anyway. And those are the 2 ones armed with cutlasses.
Question: did we all learn Draconic from Farah?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and Zeno already knew it, right?
Zeno already knew it, yeah.
Could I have, as kind of saw this starting to happen, have said, "Remember about violence, maybe knock him out"?
I was actually just thinking that.
You could probably have had
Okay.
time to say...
MacLeod doesn't trust that Zeno would have thought of that.
Not lethal, please.
Yeah, Zeno actually did think of that because he doesn't want to get in trouble in the Elf City.
Sounds good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. You've grown as a person.
Great.
Yeah. This is Zeno's chance to learn about his family. He doesn't want to mess it up. So yeah, he doesn't want to kill anyone, but...
Sounds good. All right, so which one are you letting fly at?
I'll let fly at the big burly dude.
Okay, big burly dude.
With the blade.
Sounds good.
All right, and so we are going to be. Of course, I scrolled down on my sheet. All right, so we're looking at a 17.
17 is a hit.
All right, then the other one is a 24 and a 28.
Okay.
So those are hits, I'm assuming.
Go ahead, roll me damage.
Okay. Rolling damage now. All right. Pull this up. So that is 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 8.
Plus 30.
Plus 30 plus 17, 78 damage total, non-lethal. So he's just gonna go.
78?
Yes.
How did you get 48 damage off of 4d8?
So it was because you had I
Maybe
had
dex
17.
to each one?
Yeah, I had 17 to each one after the plus 10. So I add plus 7 to a normal one.
So you added 17 to each... Oh, you mean 17 with the 10?
17 with the 10, yes.
All right, that makes more sense. I was like, what?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, it's 7 base bonus damage.
All right, so you are going to fire 3 arrows, catching him in the temples and in the non-lethal places, pinning his body to the side of the porch as he lands on the ground. He's going to be pin-cushioned back into it and is going to slump against it, barely conscious, out of the fight. Mars, you are up. One of them, the woman, leers and lunges toward you, her blade drawn.
Okay, and am I in a position to be able to sneak attack?
Or
if I move slightly between one of my friendos.
You will not be able to sneak attack against her until she gets closer or enough to engage with one of your allies.
Okay, can I specifically hold my action for that to happen, and then I'll take my turn?
Sure. Yeah, you can. So basically, you just need her to be within 5 feet of one of your allies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
So
good.
can you let me know when that happens?
Absolutely. So she's rushing toward you as you're all at this fish fry stand. Zeno is off over here. Malia, you are up.
Okay. So we're at the fish fry stand.
Mhm.
How close are these thugs?
They're going to be able to reach you this round. The fish fry stand is about 20 feet from the side of the bar. They have just vaulted over it. There is someone.
Okay, so they're
crouched-
within 30 feet of me.
They are within 30 feet of you. Yes, the woman is within
Okay.
is just at 20 feet right now.
With a quick glance, does the fish fry man look like he's in on it?
No, he is ducking.
Okay. Destructive wave.
Okay.
I choose who it hits. Everybody except my party and that dude.
Okay, and his fish stand?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, sounds good. Go ahead and what's my... I have a deck save for that, right?
No, you do not. You have a con save.
Oh, no. Okay, so one moment. All right, so con save. So guy at the bar is already knocked out. This person is going to roll an 11. That's probably not going to be enough. The thief that is right next to... Oh, you know what? Mars, as soon as Destructive Wave goes off, I forgot that technically because the thief was right next to you guys, you could sneak attack him.
Okay. So do you want to do that attack?
Go ahead
first
and do
then
that
come
before
back?
my stuff happens.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
Okay.
can go ahead and do that if you'd like.
Cool.
So the thief is right next to you and is within 5 feet of both Malia and Tia.
Cool. So I will also...
So spinning around, you keep your eyes peeled and then see this person with a blade drawn, ready to plunge it into your back and return the favor. Okay, make me your attack rolls.
Non-lethally.
Just enough to make him really regret it.
Okay.
Poke him in the butt. I don't
Make
know.
him regret their life choices.
And I can double attack for that, right?
Yes, you can. You can spend your bonus action.
Sweet. Okay, cool. How does a 25 sound to hit?
That definitely hits.
Neato. Okay, so that's 6, 11. 18.
This guy had hit points at one point. I'm sure he did.
Yeah. It's gonna be about 32.
About 32. All right. That's both of your weapons and your sneak attack, dex, and bonuses for your magic?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
some of my 6s weren't the greatest.
Oh, that's okay. So spinning around, he goes to plunge the dagger into your back, and you are going to pivot and stab your daggers into basically just like scratching and slashing across his arms to make it so that it hurts too much to fight. You know the wounding spaces. And he's going to grunt and pull back from you in pain.
Cool.
But he is still up, and that's when Destructive Wave hits. This one is going to... the thief, as Destructive Wave rushes out, is going to cartwheel backwards, getting completely out of the blast. However, the pirate woman who leaped to the side of the banister and the one that is crouched behind those barrels are both going to be struck fully. Malia, tell me what that does.
Okay. 1 sec. I've got a lot of d6s to roll.
Okay.
Ah,
The thief got a nat 20, so...
Okay.
damn. He's naturally lucky, I guess. Come on, that's funny.
Okay, so that is 23 thunder damage.
Holy crap, good job.
Oh, wait,
Okay, I'll wait to do the math.
No, I'm doing them separately. So make note 23 thunder. The rest will
Okay.
be radiant.
Okay.
It's 2 rolls on this.
They do not have different hit points, so they're not immune to anything.
And 20 radiant damage.
Okay.
And they're knocked prone.
So what was the total? It was 23 and...
20.
Oh, crap. Okay.
And they're knocked prone.
Okay.
So non-lethal. Basically, I figured the thunder damage would knock them out
Okay, so...
if it dips them below. So Malia basically kind of thumps the ground with her fist and roars a little and just.
1 second.
What's that?
Yes. I need you to roll me a D4. Tia, you are number 1. Farah is number 2. Mars is number 3. The Fishman is number 4.
Wait, what?
Roll me a D4.
So, 1.
All right. You cast Destructive Wave. Tia, I need you to make me a saving throw. As you aim at the one, as you unleash this Destructive Wave, you will hear some words from behind the barrel. Shards of Nyrn. And your spell will bounce.
Ugh. What?
You're muted. The one behind
see that.
the one behind the barrel used an ability that allows them to rechannel spells directed at them.
Oh, that's...
Even area of effects?
Good point.
It's a 30-foot area.
But you target them directly, don't you? Because you can choose who it hits.
You target who doesn't get hit. Otherwise, it's a...
Each creature you choose within 30 feet. So basically, I
You know
said
what?
anybody,
You know
any
what?
attacker I can
Stop.
see.
Let's back up. So, rereading this more closely, it does specifically say attack, not spell. So we're going to
Okay.
forget that. So, you are going to hear them try to say that and then get blown away by Destructive Wave.
Okay.
And
was kinda
someone
like,
dressed
how
in
did they
wizard's
do that?
robes will collapse on the ground next to the barrels. The barrels will explode, dunking cold water all over them. And, all right. So, never mind them. Tia, you're fine.
Hey.
And Tia, you are up. What do you do?
Okay. So who's still up?
There's a
Just
thief
to-
that is directly behind you that is cartwheeled backwards. There is a swashbuckling woman who has been knocked on her back about 15 feet from you. And
A ripple
there
of divine energy.
Yep, and there are 2 unconscious people nearby.
So the one that seems to be trying to like duck away, the thief, I think it was.
Yes.
I want to cast Hold Person.
Okay.
Yeah. So they need to they'll probably succeed. It says
They fail.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. Yep. Nope. They needed a 15.
I'm pretty sure they don't
but-
have it because it's a wisdom save plus 0.
Yep. So they are currently paralyzed.
All right, so he will hit the ground, and I did say he was human, so he doesn't get an even advantage on this. So he hits the ground.
So that's my action, and I might move over to.
How do you freeze that? What does that look like?
It's probably just like points at him and just like I don't know, mumbles kind of to herself and just goes like, and then he just probably just freezes. I don't know, maybe there's like a flash of green light.
A flash of green light appears in his
Like-
eyes. All right, that's his action. The one directly in front of you with the blade was, "Give us the tickets and no one gets hurt, scumbag!" And she is going to say that and charge Malia with her blades at the ready. Malia, she's going to run up to you and make 2 attacks. That is going to be, the first one is a lashing rapier that is 22 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, and lashes out with her dagger. That is a miss, and lashes out with the rapier again, which is only an 8. So that is 1 hit for sure. That is going to deal... If I can grab the right dice. That is going to be 6 points of... we're going to say slashing damage as she kind of just like rakes the tip of the rapier across your cheek.
Okey-dokey.
You're going to feel blood begin to well down. And I need... Let's see. Zeno, what's your armor class?
It's 16.
Okay, 1 hit. 2 hits.
I am behind a building.
Yep. You are underneath the awning of a building, which means you have 3/4 cover, which is great unless I have a feat that ignores 3/4 cover and lets me do -5 + 10. Yeah. So
Nice.
Sorry, buddy.
Yikes.
Okay, so that's plus 30 damage. 1d8 plus
Nice.
4. So when you guys, none of you noticed that as you teleport down the alley, you are going to not notice the shape leap between buildings above you until it's too late. As the archer on the roof fires 3 times down into Zeno for 7, 3. Ooh, that's a good one. Boom, boom, boom. Archer's eye. Once bonus action. Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna do that. All right, so that's gonna be 40. Zeno, take 53 points of piercing damage.
Sounds good.
As 3 arrows are going to punch into your thighs and your upper shoulder. These are non-lethal, but very painful wounds, as you see a figure in a dark hood basically like leap and flip between buildings behind you.
So I see basically me.
Kind of, yeah. Drop the tickets now. You'll hear a voice say from behind a scarf blocking her face. And now, person behind the bar is going, or pardon me, the wizard on the ground is going to stay unconscious because he had 40 hit points. And Farah is going to turn, look at the thief, crack her neck once, and magic missile him in the face.
Nice.
Yeah, girl.
And roll. What the hell are with these ones? You know, she's gonna cast it. She's gonna cast it as a 3rd level spell. 4, 8. That's another. That's gonna crank him in the face for 12 points of damage. 5 bolts of arcane energy crank into the side of his face, and he's going and going to double backwards. Zeno, you are up again. What do you do?
Oh, Archer is getting shot.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, no, Archer's getting shot. -5 plus 10.
Okay.
2 arrows.
Sounds good.
Here we go. All right, that is one of those is going to be a 14.
14's a miss.
All right, and the other one is going to be a 19.
19 will be a hit.
All right,
Just barely.
So that 14 is going to become a dirty 20.
Did you spend an inspiration?
Nope, I have Stalker's Fury. At 11th level, you learn to attack with such unexpected speed that you can turn a miss into another strike.
Mm-hmm. Does that take anything, or is it just it's once per combat round, right?
Once per turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right.
So that's gonna be 2 hits on her.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, and FYI,
I saw.
Okay, bought inspiration for Farah.
Yep. So Farah has inspiration. Thank you very much, Robin.
Right, 17 plus 7 plus 6 is not as much as she hit me for, but 47.
47 is a damn good hit.
Non-lethal.
Okay. Those are going to basically whiz by her face, distracting her so that she doesn't land well. She's going to, as she jumps to the other roof, one of them is going to wing right by her cheek. She's going to tuck, and instead of landing correctly on the side of the awning, is going to hit hard, knocking the wind out of her and tumbling her off the roof. She will land on her feet, but it looks like a hard hit, basically. She, lands with, one arm bent under her and pulls up. You can see that it's definitely... There's a loud crunch as she relocates her shoulder.
Oh.
I've done that before. It does not feel good.
Are there any shadows with full cover kicking around here? From here.
Full cover?
Basically from her view.
There are some shadows around the corner down the alleyway, but I don't know if she'll be able to see you if you do that. It's less likely.
All right, I'm just gonna go poof.
All right, so you sink into the shadow and reappear down the alleyway to her back.
Yeah.
All right. New round. Mars, what do you do? So you will have seen Xeno get plunged with arrows behind you as this thief got frozen.
Yeah.
What do? You can go after the thief that's frozen in place, or you may. And hold person doesn't break if I'm struck with damage, does it?
Nope. It requires me to lose concentration.
Jesus. Okay.
Well, or at the end of their turn, they can take another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Well, their turn's over, so. Okay. Would a 13? No, it wouldn't have.
Nope, it's a 15.
Okay. All right, so Mars, what do? There's a thief that looks like to be frozen. His eyes are glazed over with Tia's green energy. He's twitching uncontrollably as magic missiles smack him in the face like riot beanbags.
Wait,
Is that the guy that was up on the roof, or is that the
No.
guy that's down on the ground?
is the paralyzed one the one that got hit by Ferris magic?
Yeah.
Isn't it an auto crit if they're paralyzed?
Oh.
It's magic missile.
Can't you still crit on magic missile? I'll double check that.
You don't
Never
roll
mind.
magic missile. It's just an auto hit.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
no,
fair.
if she had cast Firebolt, he would have been exploded.
That's
So you two
true.
should work out a system because that sounds like a
Yeah.
great combo.
How far away is the guy up on the roof?
So she just fell off the roof and is basically about, I'd say about 40 feet directly ahead of you.
Okay, but she's the one that like did some serious
Damage, and
with her
Xeno's just vanished out of sight. So you don't know how
However-
wounded he is. There's a blood stain on the ground where he was standing a minute ago. You might
There was
want to.
also the pirate bitch right in front of you who just stabbed Malia in front of you.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
That is right in
True.
front of you.
Like, that's literally right there. You might as well get advantage. Or sneak attack, I guess.
Yeah. You'd have to do something interesting to be able to. You'd have to use your dash action to engage with the archer, or something else.
Malia's mostly going to see this because she's right next to Mars. What's going to happen is Mars is going to feel the hairs on the back of her neck kind of like stand up, and she's gonna like slowly put her hand out like that, and then start speaking in infernal under her breath. And a bolt of purple energy is going to hit the pirate lady, and she's going to say Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
Oh!
Make me your attack roll with
The
advantage.
big guns!
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Your first advantage comes for free. Congratulations to your first level of Warlock.
Thank you.
Nice.
Oh, Winter,
Oh, that's cool.
So badass.
So now I don't use magic very
Okay,
often,
so
so I was
Eldritch
trying
Blast.
to read. I was reading a bunch of it earlier. That's why it looked
Okay.
like I was like looking down. I'm really bad at trying to figure out
So-
what the rules are for casting magic.
So that's totally fine. So Eldritch Blast is a pretty easy one to use. Basically, the way it works,
cantrip.
you make a ranged spell attack. So roll a
Yes.
d20, add your proficiency and your charisma.
Okay, so how?
Cool.
So my charisma right now is 4, and proficiency is
Plus 3 or plus 5? 4 or 5 at this level? I think you're at plus 4.
yeah. And then I am doing like the regular D20 roll
Yep.
with those ones.
It's
Okay.
like it's like attacking with a weapon, but you use your charisma and proficiency instead.
23.
23 is an absolute hit. So you are 11th level, which means that you're going to fire 3 beams. Which means
no.
Yep, the spell creates more than 1 beam when you reach higher levels. 2 beams at 5th.
But aren't I technically just 1 level of warlock though?
Yes, but this is a cantrip, and cantrips scale with your character level, not your class level. That's why I
Oh,
was freaking out in
shit.
our chat earlier. Because we've never
Cool.
done so guys, we've never done multi-class before, and Winter's been planning this for a while. So, and any
Yeah.
keen-eyed people would know that her icon has changed on the stream. So you are rolling 3d10
D10, yeah.
and force
Holy
damage.
crap!
Nice.
That was so surprising. Vincent jumped.
Oi. And you get a blast, and you get a blast, and you get a blast, and I can redirect it at different people.
Yep, I believe you can.
I can. Yep, they can go into different directions.
All right, but I think that she's getting all of them.
Okay. So okay, cool. So that's a 6,
Okay.
a 8,
Okay.
and a 2.
Say 2, so that's 18 points of.
And then do I add anything else to those?
You do not. Okay.
No. Okay.
So cantrips generally don't add stuff like that. Unless you take certain, like Farah can, but she has a special class feature that lets her do that. But still, that's 18 points of damage that you are going to crank into this bitch's face with a magic.
Yeah, and it's force, I believe.
Yeah, it's force damage. And as now, you didn't describe this part of what it looks like because you couldn't see it. But Malia, you're going to see that this purple glow is going to come out of Mars's eyes and start to trail off almost like they're leaking dry ice made of purple energy as she casts this. And she is going to get hit hard and thrown back into the building behind her, so much so that the plaster cracks. And she's going to drop to a knee. She's not out, but she is pretty badly...
She's banged up.
She's banged. All right.
So
Malia,
surprise, you guys.
Surprise!
Malia, you're up. What do you do,
Yeah.
Malia?
How many are left?
There are 2 people left, one of which just got thrown back into the wall by your rogue's sudden use of magic. And
She's still up though, right?
Yes, technically the thief
Okay.
is still up, but I think Tia's got that under control.
And then there was like a wizardly type across from us, wasn't
Who
there?
you laid flat like a pancake.
Okay, so I laid
Yeah.
him out. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll deal with the chick in front of me then, I guess.
Okay.
Spiritual weapon.
Okay, bonus action. You summon a spiritual
2
weapon.
hammers at you.
Okay, make me 2 attacks.
M-Dog's gonna flex.
Damn dog. Spooky laser. Did you get 2 nat 20s?
Yes!
I told you M-Dog's gonna flex.
Well, there are 2 M-dogs in this game.
Well, our M-Dog, well,
Okay,
M-Girl, I
M-Dog.
don't know.
you know what? There's...
Okay, one sec. I need to take a picture of this.
Okay.
This is just redonkulous.
Oi. Too many M-dogs. Alright, so.
Okay, guys. Legit.
Dang.
Okay, so
Legit.
roll me damage. I wanna feel this damage.
Okay.
This thing is... She is not having a great day.
No.
Well, that was max on the first roll.
Oh, shit.
Someone might die.
Is there a point where non-lethal becomes too much and kills someone?
Yeah, but no. Because I think critical is just so good.
Like, is this just going to obliterate this person or what?
Well, I need to know, do you want a Mercer, Christine?
A what?
Do you want a Mercer?
What do you mean?
How do you want to do this?
You want to be
Hair.
Mercer?
Do you want a Mercer question? Okay, go ahead.
Sure.
Oh, how much damage did you do?
1 sec. I have to recount because you threw me off right in the middle of it.
That's fair.
Okay, well, I did a max on the first one. So let me just check this. Okay, so that was that. Because I'm also doing the divine strikey thing with my dwarven thrower.
Which also
because, of course, I
doubles.
can
Yeah.
add it. Yep, because the die. Okay, so on the dwarven thrower,
Okay.
I have done 50 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
On the spiritual weapon, that is 19 points of damage.
I mean, the 19 almost would have done it. So describe how this hits. I'll finish it, but
Ready?
I'll ice the cake. You make the cake for me. Okay, go ahead.
Fuck. That's a ridiculous amount of damage. Now whatever happens, I don't necessarily want like property damage around it, per se.
You describe it.
Okay. Well, I think what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna direct the spiritual weapon forward, and throw the thrower at the same time. So she's going to get hit with this 19 points of force damage from the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And the dwarven thrower is just going to poof right through that spiritual version of a dwarven thrower.
Perfect.
All of a sudden, it's going to another more physical one is going to come right through it, and that's doing like thunder damage and I think just bludgeoning.
Yeah.
But magical bludgeoning.
Okay.
And it's just gonna I don't.
Take out their legs?
You know what? I wanted to hit her in the stomach, make her puke, and just pass out.
All right, it's gonna hit her so hard, it's actually going to
her, like.
It's gonna hit her so hard that she goes flying off about 10 feet into the distance, into the middle of the road, rolls and lands right at the feet of one of the elven guard that are showing up to the fight. Basically with her hands like up in the cuff me position.
Yes.
And it hit her so hard that all of her her coin purses just fell off at your feet.
And then it comes back and I just catch it like Thor.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It just smacks that very satisfying thunk right into my hand.
Gotcha. All right, so
can I twirl it a little?
Oh yeah,
just have
yeah,
like divine
that's a
radiant
action.
energy coming off of it.
That's a free
I want to
action.
look badass, priestess of Vela.
Sure, your eyes. You know, Mars's eyes are doing the little leaky thing. Your eyes are gonna do a little crackle thing too.
Like fire.
You know, we're just gonna have a little
Divine
bit of
fire.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be thematic in 60 games. All right, Tia, you are up. The thief is.
Yeah. Who else is up?
It's you.
No,
Oh,
but
sorry.
who else is?
It's you and the archer that just hit the ground from Mars casting a spell?
I thought I hit it at the pirate lady.
You what?
So the archer
You hit
was
the archer.
one that was Zeno.
Yeah.
Shot her and she fell off the roof.
Yeah, and she
Yeah,
hit the ground and then
wasn't-
you blasted her.
Well, I thought
No.
No,
Mars hit the pirate bitch,
Yeah.
hit her back into the wall, and then I finished her off.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you were intending to do? Because I heard that you, I said that the archer hit the ground, and I assumed that you were aiming at her.
Oh,
Then you mentioned that there was the pirate girl that had
Yeah, because I
stabbed
mentioned
Malia.
that pirate girl had just stabbed me.
Oh.
Yeah, and then when I was describing that
Okay.
Malia would have been able to see it because she was like right in front of me as I put my hand up and it was just like right in front.
Blasted pirate girl,
Alright.
and then I finished off pirate girl just now.
Fair
So
enough. You know,
archer chick is still there.
that actually doesn't change any of the situation, thankfully. So we'll just then my mistake. Let's go.
Yeah, sorry, that could have been better communicated.
That's okay. There are a lot of she's on the battlefield right now. So instead, the pirate gets knocked back by that, and then finished off by the spectral hammer and real hammer. After your blast about through her through the side of the inn. So the archer is still up and has her hit points back. Tia, there is the archer up, who looks quite winded from her fall, as well as the thief who you have paralyzed.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I. That's a good point. So. Tia's actually gonna move towards the person she's paralyzed and is gonna just try and knock them out by punching them in the face.
Okay, you have advantage on this.
Yep. And I think
Actually,
if it's in 5 feet, isn't it an auto?
Is it an auto crit?
I got the thing right.
It is the paralyzed,
Yes, paralyzed condition.
which I never can find conditions quickly in this book. I don't
Page
know why.
291.
That's why, because it's all the way at the end. I always think it's before spells, but it's
Yeah.
after spells.
Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
So go ahead, make me a roll.
Yep. So
Um,
I have advantage,
if
and
you roll a nat 20, he's just out.
yeah.
Like, period. If you crit a crit, he's just critted.
I mean, I guess I can use my staff. I'll just bang him over the head or something. That probably makes more sense.
That's true. I mean, you could literally do it with your fist. Like,
I know. I just don't remember what the
it's
thing's like
1 plus
1d4
your strength.
plus something. Yeah, that's true. But my staff is 1d6.
It's true.
Does a 25 hit?
Probably. All right, so cranking
Oh.
him over the head, go ahead and roll me crit damage.
Not great, but that's Because it's a 1d6, so I roll 2d6.
Mhm.
So 4, 5, 11 damage.
11 damage. You're going to crank him over the head.
1.
And you are going to see a little flap of meat hit the ground in front of you as he bites through the tip of his tongue.
Oops.
And
Yuck.
his eyes are going to start watering. And but he can't move or speak. Tears
Well,
are
if
kind
he's
of...
still up, then I'm not going to lose my spell. I'm just going to stay there and, like...
Sounds good. The thief is going to
Brandish.
spend his action crying and then is going to make a will save. It is going to get a 9. So...
What?
He's regretting his life choices right now.
A
Okay.
lot.
All right. So, Zeno, at the beginning of your turn, you shot her nice and hard, and then you vanished.
If she's looking for me, can I make a stealth check to counter?
Yes, you may. Go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
Nat 20.
Nat 20?
So that becomes a 30.
Sounds good. She is going to see what's happening to her compatriots and is going to do the only thing that she can do, which is take off down the alley directly in front of her and immediately break down it by using a dash action. So she is going to run out of sight.
That's probably a good move for her.
Okay, can you make me a perception roll on the way out?
18.
18. As she rounds the corner, you will just see for a moment as her cloak flares back, and you will recognize your family's bow.
I am chasing the heck out of that.
All right, Farah is
Well,
up.
shit.
Farah is... Farah's gonna walk up next to you, Tia, and look at this poor guy that's crying and say, "No, stupid, you gotta hit him like this," and is gonna grab your staff at the top of your hands and whack him again with it.
If you want to do that, if she's doing it two-handed, it's a 1d8. I forgot about that.
Okay.
So, slightly
Uh,
higher roll.
so that is a... She's actually gonna miss and just hit him on the shoulder because she's kind of wrestling with your hands.
Oh, no.
I rolled a 3 and a 4 because I don't have Farah's die in front of me.
Wouldn't it technically still be an auto crit because he's paralyzed?
No, it has to hit.
You have to hit. So basically, she just starts
Oh.
You
beating
have
him around.
advantage, but
I
still,
rolled a 3 and a 4.
that doesn't help. Yeah.
So she starts like getting like she starts bathing him around the cheeks, like almost taking his ear off. And to him, this is an intimidation move because he just starts weeping and
Glowing green eyes and just tears droop. Oh my lord.
Robin, I can't use the inspiration on advantage, unfortunately. But what can I do? Can I do anything as a bonus action? No, I can't. But all right, Zeno, you are up. What do you do?
Okay, so she just dashed away from me. So
Yeah,
she's what, like
so-
60 feet?
Yeah, she is 60 feet and around the corner down a blind alley.
Is there a shadow at the end of that alley?
You cannot see the end of that alley.
I cannot. Okay, so I'm going to. Is there anywhere between here where I am and where she went around that is shadowed?
Yes, there is one. It'll be your last use of this for the day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it will. I had to double check to make
so
sure
you
that
can
I could.
move.
But
So there's one about 50 feet ahead of you. This is a 30 foot, right?
yes.
Okay. So you can run
Uh,
20
is-
feet, then you can teleport 30 feet as your bonus action, and then so she was about. So you teleported 60
I have it within 60 feet.
to within 60.
written down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are 60 feet down here. There's the other side of the alley here. So. Yes, you will be able to make it 20 feet down that alley. 10 feet down the alley that she ran down, or 40 feet down the alley if you dash and do not take a normal action.
Basically, I want to get to where I can see her, and incapacitate her.
Okay, so you can make it to the edge of the alley and still fire 2 arrows.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I would like to put her down.
Okay. And I am...
And I'm gonna do -5 + 10 on this because it's worth it. That turns into a 25.
A 25 hits. And you did not say you were doing -5 + 10, did you?
I just did, yeah.
You did?
Before
Okay.
I rolled. Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I was checking something else.
Oh yeah, because it makes sense this time. Like, yeah, definitely, because I want to put this girl down. And then the second one's gonna be it's more than that.
Okay.
It's a 27.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Coming right up. Ow. Go. Okay. $49 this time.
Okay.
Non-lethal.
Okay. How many points do you have? I'm just curious. Total.
I'm rocking 84 right now.
84. Okay. Like total or right presently?
Like presently.
Okay, so normally you have like 130?
137 after
okay.
I level up.
Okay. So, you are going to manage to strike her twice from behind, quite powerfully. She is going to grunt, turn, and you are going to hear a voice behind the scarf that she's wearing say, "Don't know when to give up, do you?" And is going to fire a volley back at you. That is going to be 2 hits.
And as soon as she says that, Xeno is gonna just shout back to her, "A right wing never learns."
Okay. Oh, that's a D10. I don't hit you with a D10. 1 sec. Boop, 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 boop. I need my other D8. Where the hell did my D8 go? There we go.
I ate it, so you can't use it.
Well, that's too bad, because I just did. So
Damn.
that's going to be plus...
Damn, how many hit points does this chick have?
Well, you have 130, so...
Jesus, just everyone else went down so easily.
Yeah, well.
Mooks.
Okay, you're going to take 30... Oh, hold on, gotta add her dex. 39 plus... 47!
Nice hit.
2 arrows are going to slam into your shoulder, and she is going to turn, look at you as you say that.
Mike, how's your HP?
It's running. I have 37. I've dropped 100 hit points this fight.
And that's why I was just wondering. I was like, whoa.
And she's going to turn, look at you, like, holding the bow in her hands. I guess you never do. And is going... The scarf is going to kind of just unravel from her face as she turned to pivot to shoot you. And you are going to see the face of... let's see. You are going to turn and see the face of Very Ashwood.
Ha! What the hell?
And she's going to draw and notch 2 more arrows just in case.
Yeah, I mean, so am I.
All right, sounds good.
Because what the hell?
Okay, and Mars, what do you do? It's your turn. I kind of the combat that like ran away from the booth. I just kept that round going for drama. Mars, you're back up. The thief is frozen in place in front of you. Xeno has vanished, and this archer has ran off.
So the thief is still frozen, and it's...
You see the guard approaching. Yeah. So Tia and Farah are basically just taking turns, like playing whack-a-mole with this guy's head. It could be fun.
Poor guy.
Well,
I'll walk over to Malia, tap her on the shoulder, and then point to the guard that's coming.
Sweet. Yeah, Malia was gonna kind of then go to the other two and be like, hey, guard's coming. Let's keep this professional looking.
Whack, whack, whack. All right, Malia, what do you do?
So I'll do that, but also I want to then lean over the booth of the poor fish seller guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, are you okay? Nothing's damaged, right?
Just the calm of a peaceful day.
That's fair. Well, hopefully they won't be bothering us again that way.
And I'm gonna, like, call across his booth.
Mhm.
Be like, do you still have a room available?
A room?
Wait,
Yeah, remember?
he have-
You said you had, It was
What?
not him that said that if we needed a place to stay, to talk to him.
About where to stay.
oh, he
Well, where to
no,
stay?
like, yeah, it was where
So,
to go,
okay.
like
Oh, okay.
recommendations sort of stuff.
Yeah, so I was like, where would you recommend?
I would probably recommend in this area, if you're looking for a good place, I would go to anywhere but the crossed hands. Would probably, I would say, go down Penny Lane. Penny Lane, there's a small bed and breakfast there called Gerda's.
Okay, good to know.
And, then
And I'll actually throw him a gold as a tip.
well, I guess now that this is all over, I should finish cooking. Oh, your balls are almost burnt. And he'll go back to kind of like cooking. Because you know what? Fry cooks are you can't scare them. Like they've seen everything. They're already burned from like here to here.
Yeah.
They're generally some of the most badass. Yeah.
They really are. All right. So Tia, it's your turn. What do? You gonna bonk him again?
No, I'm gonna take out go for his legs, his knees,
Okay.
just like incapacitated. I might as well make it so he can't get up.
Okay, so you can just do that. Like there's no way that he can dodge that. The thief is going to hit the ground and is going to roll an 11 on his save to come out of this going.
Because I mean, like once he's incapacitated, like she'll just leave him be.
Farah is going to
Don't
crouch
always
down
just-
next to his ear and whisper, "Remember this the next time that you try to pick someone's pocket, we could easily slit your throat and feed you to the goats." Psych.
I love her
And it's
so
gonna
much.
and it's gonna flick him in the nose and walk off.
Farah, you're so amazing.
Yeah.
The
I
guards
mean, that
are
really
going.
is probably the way you should treat thieves.
The guards are going to show up and point their weapons at all of you. Statement now.
We were buying food from this gentleman, and these people approached us and tried to kill us all. We have not permanently harmed them. We have incapacitated them.
Names.
For you to deal with.
Malia Sunsworn.
One of them will pull out a small notepad and begin to take statements down. They will
I'll
take.
just cooperate.
Yep. They will take your information, and they will turn to the fish vendor. Mila, is this accurate? Yes, to the best of my ability. I must say that I did avert my eyes from some of it, but they did their best to minimize property damage and to also bring them in alive, as you can see. Even though, if you look at the dwarf, they did go at her with lethal force. Her poor face. At the very least, some free crab lagoons will help that, hopefully.
Oh, no, just kind of.
All right.
I will cast healing on myself.
Oh, this seems to be in order. We'll look at
Bala's
this.
radiant
and
light.
Neat, one of the guards says. Try not to get into any more trouble while you're here, but the statement should suffice. If you leave town in the
we
next
just wanted
day,
crab ragoons.
go with peace then.
Thank you.
Call the cart, he says to a subordinate, and you'll hear a whistle blare out from the subordinate's lips. In the distance, a cart will come with a cage built into it to take these folk away. Meanwhile, down the alleyway, you point bows at each other.
Basically. Oh, and like after a second, he'll start to like slowly lower it and like release the tension on the string.
Smart move. You'd know I'd win.
You always did.
Your tickets. Give them to me.
Why can't you just go get some? You're an elf.
You wouldn't understand.
Why don't you try me?
I think let's call game there for the night.
I was gonna say also, did Zeno take all the tickets?
No.
Does he even have them on him?
He has, I don't know if he has any of them on him, but she doesn't know that. She just knows that you went and bought tickets.
Mm-hmm.
That you were able to receive them.
Like he probably has like one or two. But
yeah, we probably split them up. Maybe just for this reason even.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
For how much like on edge this has put us.
We're paranoid.
Good idea.
This is
I'm
why
very
Zeno
paranoid.
wanted to stay in the good part of town.
We would have gone into action good part of
it's
town
true.
too.
The good part of town had even better guys. So I want to say thank you everybody for
better.
coming to watch this episode. Congratulations on Mars becoming a warlock.
Woohoo!
That's amazing.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love it.
Also, hello to everybody new in the chat and everybody new watching on YouTube. It's great to have you there. So this is the beginning of a new story arc. So you should be able to watch this without any previous knowledge and still enjoy. We're every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific. So I will say that I thought the Ashwoods were human.
No, she's an elf.
That's not in your background. Actually, neither is human.
It is.
Where is it?
The
I'm
the
looking
thingamajig.
I'm looking at the printout that you sent me.
It
Oh
is
no,
in
shit! There it is. One line right there, and a full elf.
Slightly older than him and a full elf.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Suspicious.
Mm-hmm. I
Super
mean, I knew
sus.
that. I knew that. Absolutely. I will just have to rejig something between episodes. Mwah.
So sus.
So sus. All right, so sus. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Shards of Nyrn, also formerly known as Generic Fantasy Setting. If you were looking into more Dork Tales content, there's also a rabbit right there. We do tons of stuff over the holidays. We're doing a little bit less, but Generic, this game, Nyrn, is running every Wednesday night at 7 because for once we don't sync up with holidays, which is really nice.
Yay!
It's nice.
It's so nice, and that means that we can come in rested and refreshed. So we'll be back next Wednesday. If you're looking for more content, though, we also run Rime of the Frost Maiden, which normally runs on Monday. Next week, it's running on Friday. So come and watch that. It's a great stream, and that normally runs every Monday night at 7. And then we've got another couple of games, plus some that are starting in the new year. We're really happy to announce that there is another game that is starting in February. It's another Dungeons & Dragons game set in our homebrew world. In the magically technological empire of Emrys, to the south of where this game is set right here. And it's going to have a really good cast of 5 of my favorite people on the planet, so you should definitely come and watch it and see their great costumes because I'm making them dress up.
And Vincent is an actual character in it as well.
At level 2, right now he's right now he's a blueprint or a prototype.
Yes.
Unless I start you guys at level 2.
I thought you were going to start us at level 2.
I was thinking
so
about
that's
it,
what I
but
was thinking.
I don't know. I will think of either way. You'll have him as a blueprint or a malfunctioning rabbit.
Yes,
That'd be
which
so
I mean,
cute.
that's what he is now. he is a malfunctioning rat. He was licking the heater earlier.
Right,
Hey,
you mentioned
Who
that.
doesn't like hot food?
Intelligence 3.
Intelligence 3.
Sounds about right.
Int 3.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next time. Stay dorky and have happy holidays because it's going to be past Christmas by the time that we see you again. So have a safe time. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Dork out.